Please don't spoil the movie by adding your own soundtrack.
Let's hop in.
Are we? This
We're
is it?
live.
Thank God. Oh, God. Jesus. That was like 30 minutes.
I had literally 5 minutes of technical difficulty.
It was like 15 at least.
No, it wasn't.
It was
10.
It
felt
way
like
too long.
It felt like 15. Trust
Why
me.
do I keep getting booked on these chicken gigs?
Get a new better publicist. Oh, you're talking about this? I thought you got an email like literally right now, but you're talking about this.
No, I'm talking about this.
I thought you got like an email like as you were talking. I was like, oh, what happened?
No, I'm talking about this podcast.
LOL. Not the podcast. Crap. This is amazing work of art.
All right.
Our generation.
Who are we? What are we doing? What is today? Let's go.
You can't push through the creative process, girl.
Yeah. Is there a sticky note on this thing?
Your laptop. Tell me about your life.
Well, we're going to introduce ourselves because every time you're like, we have to introduce ourselves because when you listen to a podcast, they say their first name, their last name, their social security number, and then where they were born, how many guys they've slept with, and then where their parents died.
I'm glad you're learning from me and you're like retaining my information. So, hi, welcome back to
Please don't spoil the movie.
Yes, we won't see our names, so I'll let you have that one. But yes, you see the name of our podcast.
Anywho.
How are you? How's life?
Girl, guess what? I've been holding it in because I was like, I can't wait to share it on the pod.
What happened? I thought you were messing me for a second. I was like, okay, this is gonna be
no.
What happened?
I was at work today. And
what happened? Did a celebrity come? Stop touching the mic.
Oh, no. I am an admissions representative, and there's 5 of us. But now there's 4.
Is that good or bad?
Someone got fired today.
Gasp. Fired for what?
Yes. Okay, so there's 5 of us. Well, there was. So there's 3 of us. 3 of us are females. We're literally like click and clack, us 3. We get along very well. And then there's another guy. He's great, very quiet, sweet guy. Love him to death. And then there's way too old to be in this. First of all, way too old to be in this career path because this is very much an entry level position. So like me and
we shouldn't say his name. We're deleting his name.
Sorry. So and so H, we're going to call him H, should not be in this profession because he's entirely too old to have this position because it's very much an entry-level position.
You gotta start somewhere.
I guess. But he has a master's, so it's just like...
Maybe he's just like coasting. Maybe he's just like, I've been in the real world.
I mean, I guess. Like, different strokes for different folks. But anywho, like, everyone in this job role is traditionally a young person. Whatever. So he already didn't fit in with us off rip. He's older, so he has an older way of thinking. Incredibly sexist.
Ooh.
Incredibly.
You could have led with that. I'd be like, bye.
Incredibly sexist.
What are you saying?
Everything that comes out of his mouth, I'd be like, do you know what year we're in? Or did you just hop off the time machine from 1965?
What did he say?
Oh my God. It is baffling what comes out of his mouth. And it'd be so casual. And then it feels like every once in a while you wouldn't really think of it. But since it's him and you know his behavior and his rhetoric, you're like, every time he says something, even slightly sexist or slightly misogynistic, you're just like, do you hear yourself? Like one time we were giving a campus tour and at the university, we are majority female, just like all colleges across all universities, majority females, women go to college more than men do. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Right.
And so we were giving a campus tour. We were giving a large campus tour to some students. And he basically was just like, and ladies, y'all need to encourage these boys to come to college because they need to go to college because at the end of the day, y'all are going to need them. Y'all are going to rely on them.
Why is he?
I was like,
what's the name of this building?
I was like, right. Oh my God. He's sexist. He doesn't know anything. Every time he gives information, it's always inaccurate. He's always giving inaccurate information on tours to students. He's also a creep. He's winked at me. He stuck his tongue out.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, he's a creep.
You should have turned to HR.
No, I don't know what he had to have done, because I vocalized how inappropriate he is before. Other people have vocalized how inappropriate he is before. Ooh. And have they done anything?
Girl, you could have had you a lawsuit.
I'm about to tell you. Have they done anything? I probably really shouldn't be saying all this.
We'll take out the...
My coworkers don't listen. Have they done anything? No. But... So, and then he must have really have done something. And then also, he's a terrible employee. I will say he reached his numbers, okay? His, like, target goal for, like, incoming students on his territory. I'll give him that much. But, like, you know how there's those people... Or there's those movies where it's just like kind of like a Coach Carter or like a Remember the Titans type feel, where there's like this elderly figure and they like to like spill their wisdom and mindset into like younger students, high school students, you know, movies like that, like, you know, that kind of, he likes to do that, but he's an idiot. So it doesn't work. But so he's just like, and then he'll go missing throughout the day for like hours on time. And he has like 47 kids. So his excuse is always like, oh, I gotta go pick up the kids. He's got like 2 younger kids, but then he has like 4 older kids that like don't even live with him. Yes. And then he's just like, oh, gotta go pick up the kids. Gotta go drop the kids off at the airport. Why are you here and your kids live in North Carolina? I don't know. That's none of my business, but whatever. Right. But he's just always doing something he shouldn't be doing.
So tell me about his firing today.
Exactly. So I'm in my office. I'm minding my business. My office is in the front. One of my coworkers, one of the females who I'm click-clack with, her office is in the back, as well as our director, so our boss. So she's getting all the tea. I'm in the front. I don't know what's going on. So we're in recruitment season. So this is travel season. We're going to different college fairs. We're going to be gone days out of the time, like out of the week. They won't be seeing us as often. So she comes into my office, and because H, the guy who got fired, he was supposed to be going to Mobile, Alabama for 2 days. And she comes into my office and she's like, Jade, something's going on. I was like, girl, what's happening? And she was like, H was supposed to go on these fairs, but M, our director, called me into the office and was like, I need you to take H's fair, and I need you to be flexible with your travel schedule moving forward. She was like, close the door, don't tell anybody. And I was
She's like, and I come through.
And I was like, girl. And I was like, well, what do you think that means? And she was like, I think they're gonna fire H. And I was like, well, what could he have done? I was like, Kay. Her name's, you know. I was like, what could he have done? I mean, he's been twiddling his thumbs the moment I've gotten here. So like today they choose the day. Right. I'm like, he's done this, this, and this, and this, and all of a sudden they want to fire him. Like, what's going on? And then she's just like, girl, I don't know. She was saying she thinks he must have done something outside of the university, because like we've all had our, you know, run-ins and complaints and issues with him. But she was like, must have been something outside the university for them to act on it. And then, but at this point, it's just speculation. Right. So then we get an email from our director, and then she's like, who's a female? The futurist female. So we get an email from her. And she's like, ladies, because only the ladies are in the office today for whatever reason. It just happened that way. And she was like, ladies, we have a relaxation room in our building. And she was like, I need all of you to go into the relaxation room, close the door, and don't come out until I say so.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, what is happening? And then Kay.
What is he tweeting?
Yes. And then Kay's like, I told you, Jade. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what's going on?
You think he was going to like.
Yeah. And then so at this point, I'm like, yeah, okay, he's definitely getting fired. So we all go into the relaxation room. We're waiting. She comes in and she's like, okay, just to keep you updated, we're terminating H as of immediately, blah, 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 blah.
And
this is at like 3:00. We leave at 5. And this is at like the end of the day.
At 10 a.m., please.
Yes, they had him work a whole work day.
Let me beat traffic.
Yes. So then she's like, okay, as of effectively immediately, we're terminating H. And then one of the girls is like, well, why are y'all firing him? What did he do? Well, what y'all gonna do about this? Well, how about that? And then she's like, our director is like, calm down. I'm gonna answer these questions later. I was like, I just need, and then she was like, moving forward, like, if y'all are going to stay late at the office, I don't want y'all to stay late by yourselves.
What did he
And I'm
do?
like, what?
Well, first of all, if he did something sexually offensive, they should have been listened to y'all's complaints.
I'm saying,
And
like, it was
seems like it's reached
I had
this
no
point,
exactly.
and now we're finally doing something.
I hadn't even been working there maybe like 2 months, and he was like winking at me and sticking his tongue at me like a freaking weirdo.
Take your tongue out, sir. I will.
So I don't know what he had. I don't know if she was saying that in regards to like a like, you know how people get fired and then you know they might retaliate. So I don't know if she was saying it from that aspect, or if she was saying it like he's a danger to women.
No, definitely danger to women.
So I don't know.
It was like if you're gonna stay late. Well, no, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm very nervous. I don't like that. That's scary.
He was in fact a creep. So.
Why would you do that? It's not even a knock. Ooh. Yeah, Missy. My mom just came interrupt. Why'd you bang on the door like that?
Right.
It wasn't. It was like a.
It seemed abrupt.
We were just talking about some murderers stalking chicks.
One of my coworkers got fired today, Mom. Why? I'll tell you later. We're recording. Bye.
Why?
She goes, why?
You brought her in. You're like, bye.
I was like, get out. But yeah, that was wild. And it was just, it's so crazy because like us three admission representatives, the three of us that are really close, the female ones of us, we cannot stand him. Like, we're just like, he makes us uncomfortable. He's a weirdo. He stares. He lingers. He doesn't understand social cues. He's almost like a Michael Scott, but like not even in a funny way. This is like, so, and he was fired today.
Wow. How old was he, do you think?
He's in his 40s, late 40s.
We should look up his
And then we're all in our 20s.
Right. Later on, I'm going to ask for his last name so I can look him up on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So that was that. Do you have anything to catch up or brush us up on?
Nothing too crazy. I will say last night I watched Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Mwah.
Chef's Kiss.
Chef's Kiss.
You liked it? I'll have to watch it. I think that's what I've been hearing about. The movie that I've been hearing about, I think it's the one. Is it Korean? Mm-hmm. Japanese? What? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's very good.
Did you ever watch Parasite?
No, I need to
Not
watch
that I'm
it.
comparing Korean movies.
Yeah, but no, I need to watch Parasite.
What is the movie about? Give us a brief.
I would say the plot of the movie is more, well, like I said, so it's this lady, it's like Terminator. Kind of like,
never seen it.
Kind of like a dystopian universe, and this guy comes back to a version. Okay, sorry, I'll start over. Are you familiar with the multiverse?
The multiverse?
It's very big with the Marvels, Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
multiverse.
Okay.
Like there's
universes within universes or something.
Like mini versions of you and live in different universes. They all had different outcomes because you did a different thing each time in different life. So it's basically like that. Her version of her is supposed to save the world from this evil thing that's taking over.
Love that.
And they're able to get the skills from different universes. So like in one universe, she was a movie star and she learned karate. So when she's in her current universe, she's able to access that and pick up karate. So like they're able to like pick up their skills from other universes.
Interesting.
But there's like this evil thing that's going on that's destroying it. It's not really big of a secret who the evil thing is. Her daughter. It's not that big of it. You kind of figure that out like the first 5 seconds in. But you don't know why she's evil.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's really good. I think I would say the theme of it is I think it's big. It's theme heavy, but the way they talk about the theme is interesting.
I see.
The execution is the pull in, but it was really good.
I see.
Yeah, you should check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Woo! Okay. Anything else we're gonna talk about?
No, let's dive in.
I'm about to
dive in.
Okay.
I'm glad we both knew what to do there.
Okay. So today's movie is
drum roll, please. 10 things I hate about you.
And 7 things I hate the most that you do. You make me love you. Why'd you say oh my god like that?
Because I completely forgot to put in my notes what year and month the movie came out.
Oh my
Amateur
God.
amateur
What
mistake.
1999.
Look at you, know a little something, something. I'm surprised. Okay, so the movie we're doing is 10 Things About You.
10 things I hate about
You ready for the summary? I wrote this myself.
Let's see what you got.
I'm very proud of myself.
Let's see. I'm proud of you.
Okay, the summary.
Yes.
Just in case you've never heard of this film, unless you've been, living under a rock.
A rock of 10 movies. You're like,
Yeah.
rock of 10 movies, you idiot.
Based on, here's the summary, by the way. Based on William Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew, 10 Things I Hate About
I don't
You
know that
is...
one. Sorry.
That's okay. 10 Things I Hate About You is retold in the 90s American high school. When new student Cameron sees the gorgeous and popular Bianca Stratford, he immediately falls for her and has the ambition to pursue her. Unfortunately for Bianca, strict rules in the Stratford household forbid her from dating until her stubborn older sister, Kat, begins to date. The situation seems highly unlikely, being that Kat does not conform to the typical status quo of high school and has no interest in dating. Sweet and innocent Cameron and narcissistic rich boy Joey both want to date Bianca, and they devise a plan and hire Australian bad boy Patrick to court Kate. First met with resistance by Kate, the two begin to fall for each other.
Oh my God. That was actually good. But the way you were like telling, you're like, I can't see
I was like, I'm drunk and I've got to get this right. And I was still stumbling over my words. But yeah, that's the summary. Okay, let's
facts. Facts and figures.
Thank you. Let's jump into the facts and the figures. It was written by Karen McCullough.
You said Karen.
Karen. It was written by Karen McCullough. Whatever.
You can do it.
No one cares.
Yes.
And no one's heard of these writers. And Kristen Smith. It was directed by Gil Junger. And it was released on March 31st, 1999. Okay, so when I did, you know how like I do my digging and I'm like, oh, this person was up for the role. This person was up for that role. I couldn't find much and I was really upset.
I saw like Kate Hudson.
Yes. So, Josh Hartnett, do you know who that is?
Joshy.
No, she doesn't. Let's see. Think Pearl Harbor. Think 40 Days and 40 Nights.
No. 40 Days and 40 Nights. No.
You don't know that movie?
No.
What else is he in? I feel like he was very much like a 90s like heartthrob and is like not relevant at all in today's age.
Oh, I remember him from O. Is that him?
Mm-hmm. And he's in O. Which is another movie based off of a Shakespeare play, which is Othello. The 90s were good for basing a film off of a Shakespeare play.
I think they should do that more often.
I think they should too.
Shakespeare got it right.
Because this was based off of a Shakespeare play.
Was Girl Intentions based off Shakespeare?
No, it was built off of a play though. It seems like the 90s was all the 90s movies.
Inspired by.
They were all inspired by plays. Cruel Intentions was A Dangerous Liaison.
Oh, yes.
10 Things I Hate About You is A Taming of the Shrew. She's All That was based off of Panna.
Whatever.
Pygmalion.
And then that one you like with the Amanda Bynes. What's her
She's All That. No.
No, it's not based off anything?
She's the Man. She's the Man was based off of Twelfth Night. That's a Shakespeare play.
Anything that involves scheming.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that generation was based off of plays, and then our generation is like based off of
remakes. Oh, books and remakes.
Books. If
yeah,
it was a book that hundreds of teens watched, you're turning it into a movie, honey.
That's so true.
Bring it back.
That's so true. I guess they ran out of plays. So, anywho, Josh Hartnett was up for the role of Patrick, who is played by Heath Ledger. Mm-hmm. As well as Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher.
You know, it's really hard for me to see him in roles that he's mean in, but a lot of his roles,
he's a douche.
Ashton Kutcher.
He can play a douche.
He does it most of the time. The only movie I can think that he's in Scooby-Doo, right?
No. You are tripping. But he could have done Scooby-Doo. He could have done the tall one.
He could have.
Shaggy? Whatever. Shaggy? Yeah. Is that his name? Yeah, he could have done Shaggy.
Really bad with names.
He could have done really well. But yeah, I couldn't have seen him in this role as Patrick. I
Everything
can see him
said
as a
earlier, I
douche.
take back, but
What?
So everything I said earlier, I take back because I was talking about somebody else.
Oh, lordy. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can see him as a douche, but I can't see him as like a
bad boy.
mysterious bad boy who is like intimidating.
Right. No, me neither.
And then Eliza Dushku. Oh my God, who is that? She was.
Oh, you don't know? You tell me.
I'm literally. I'm reading this. I'm like, who the hell is that?
Eliza.
Oh, sis from Bring It On, Missy from Bring It On.
Okay.
Your school has no gymnastics team. This is a last
she didn't
resort.
really do much after Bring It On.
She auditioned for the role of Kate, which definitely could have been like picture perfect. That could have been her role,
right?
As well as Katie Holmes. She was considered for the role. Can't see it at all. No. Too blonde. Too girl next door. Too sweet. Too innocent. But whatever. She was up for the role as Kate as well. But her mother, Goldie Hawn. You know who Goldie Hawn is?
Goldie. No.
You don't know Goldie Hawn?
The name sounds familiar, so if you told me.
Let's see what she's on.
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn is...
Sounds like a name from Star Wars. Goldie Hawn.
What's Goldie Hawn in? Oh, she's in the First Wives Club.
Yes, I know.
Wait, can we do that one next?
We have to start getting to our Halloween episodes.
Okay, but we're going to definitely First Wives Club is on the list. But she was on First Wives Club, Overboard, The House Sitter, Death Becomes Her, yes. The Banger Sisters. Yeah, she was in her bag. I know that one. But okay, so Goldie Hawn, so Katie Holmes' mother, Goldie Hawn was like, I don't like the script. You won't be able to do it. Sorry.
Script like me.
So she didn't do it. Okay, and then that's about it. That's all the people who are up for whatever. Do you want to guess the budget in the box office?
The budget is, we're in a school. We don't do too much. I would say 7 mil, 10 mil.
Not bad.
Actually, no, because I know they did that. I know they, at the very end, a little on-stage thing cost them some money. A pretty penty.
Yeah, it did.
So I'm going to go ahead and say a 20 mil. Too high, too low, love.
Too high, darling.
I'm going to bring it down to 10 mil, 12 mil, 12 mil, sir.
13.
$13 million.
Oh my God.
Don't die, babe.
It's too late. I'm dead inside. Do you want to guess the box office?
I'm saying 100 million. I'm not playing with these movies these time. I know the last two movies have missed their mark. Yeah. People weren't seeing them, but I'm saying 100 million. Heath Ledger.
Okay.
100 million, that's my guess.
I'm sorry to upset you, but that is not correct.
My God, what is it?
It wasn't a box office bomb or anything, but it just did 60 million.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
I was surprised that it was that low. I was like, I honestly would have guessed like 100 like you know. But it is what it is. We live and we learn. Okay, so that's all I really have for my notes. Now, I will say, we all know, if you don't know, I'm telling you now, I'm a huge fan of Gabrielle Union. And I've read her book, We're Gonna Need More Wine. And of course, she's in the movie, if you hadn't known. She's in 10 Things I Hate About You. And she talks about it in her book. Now I'm gonna ask Jordan. I can give you the synopsis of what she said in her book, or I can read to you it, and it's a page and a half. I knew she was gonna say no.
A whole page and a half?
Yeah. Okay, fine. So... this was Gabrielle Union's first movie, and what she said was, when
you're trying to read a page and a half to me.
Right, this is going to be a page and a half anyway, so you really should have just given me...
Give a short brief.
Okay, so she was just like, this was her first ever movie, and everybody, as soon as everyone arrived on set, everybody got along. It was like literally...
Okay, I thought it was like a...
No, it was literally like summer camp, she said. Like, everybody got along. Her and one other girl, they were the oldest, and then everyone else was
Who's the other girl? Because it must have been Melinda. Medella.
Yeah. Yeah, how'd you know?
She looked older.
Yeah, she was like, them two was the oldest. And then everybody else were younger. They were all under like 21.
Yeah, because Gabrielle was like 26.
Yeah. And
they were like 16 to 17, other cast members. They're like babies.
Yeah. So everybody was super young. They were the oldest. It was like summer camp when they arrived. They had it in their contract that everybody had to be treated the same, which I like, but at the same time, low-key seems unfair because, like, why, if I'm if I'm Julia Stiles, why is Gabrielle Union getting the same treatment as me?
Girl, what
I'm the star of this movie. But anywho, but
what would they be like? You sit in your trailer.
My paycheck should be bigger. My trailer should be bigger.
Oh, well,
I should have an assistant. I don't know.
We don't know about. I'm sure the paycheck.
I mean, the paycheck was probably different, but she was saying that all of them they had in their contract that all of them had to get the same treatment. So all of their trailers were the same size, yada, 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 etc.
That's how you create equal cast.
You're right, I guess. And then she was saying that Heath Ledger came a week after filming, so they had already all established their relationships, and they were all very like close and tight knit. And then and then they were like nervous once he came in. They were like, "Is he gonna ruin the vibe?" Like they were all really concerned. And then so the day that they got the call that he was coming in, they were like, whoever, somebody's assistant or whatever, like, "Oh, he's at a bar here if y'all want to go meet him." And then Gabrielle Union and the other chick who were the oldest, they were like, they're the only ones who could get in the bar. So they were like, okay, we're going to go scope him out. And then we're going to report back to y'all and tell you, how he is. And so they meet him. And then Gabrielle was like saying like he was very suave. And he had a girl with him who was like literally he's 19 at the time, but the girl who was with him was literally like 35.
Can't blame her.
And they were like kissing and making out.
Oh,
and
wow.
And then he introduced himself to them, and he was really sweet and like mysterious and attractive. And then when they went back to the group, and they were like, he's gonna fit in perfectly.
Right.
Everyone relax your nerves.
I feel like the Heath Ledger we get in this movie is probably the closest depiction of Heath Ledger.
I agree. And then she was saying that like everyone kind of had a crush on everybody because everyone was so young and attractive.
Right.
And she was saying like once filming ended, everyone was like, we're gonna keep in touch, like I swear, like we're gonna do this again. And then she was like, that never happened.
Yeah, it never does.
And she was like, they all like, because a lot of them, this was like, their first start. Like this was her first movie. This was Heath's first American movie. Jordan. And then she was like, everyone kind of just like, they kept the show going. Like after like, it was like, we gotta build
Hollywood
off of this.
Sleeps for no one, honey.
And then she was saying, when he died, everyone like was everyone felt it. It shook everybody. Whenever she saw him, they would always chop it up like it was old times. Right. It was like they were like seeing each other like it was yesterday. So,
in case you don't know, Heath Ledger died.
Heath Ledger is dead.
Oh, ouch! And he is. I don't really get caught up in like celebrity deaths.
But that was a tough one.
That was him and Bernie Mac's death. It hurts me.
Right.
I don't know what is it about Bernie Mac's death, but when I found out Bernie Mac died, I was like,
that was a loss.
It was a loss.
That man was hilarious.
He was just, I don't know, maybe it was from the Bernie Mac show, and I just felt like he was like, just like that dad figure, but when he died, I was like, ouch. And when Heath Ledger died, I was like, the good die young. The perfect example.
It was just like, is America not having a funeral right now? Like, why is the world not shut down?
It's just out of nowhere.
It was a tough one.
It was right after The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, it was just like he just came out with this incredible film with this incredible acting, and now he's left us. And now we can't see anything from him ever again.
I know. I really want to see what they have, because he was filming one more movie, and it was something he was a clown in or something like that.
Yeah.
And I really want to see.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever finished it.
No, they did finish it.
They did?
So what happened was I forgot what the movie's called, but the film didn't finish filming when he died. So what they did was the movie was so weird that it would work if they added different people to play him. Oh, okay. So like Johnny Depp came in and played his role, and like 2 other people came in and played his role, because the movie was like weird.
Yeah.
The movie
seemed weird.
Yeah, the movie was like chaos. All right, let's begin. 10 things I hate about you. Scene 1.
Before we start, can I just say like how weird of a title that is?
10 things I hate about you.
I was
You know why I think it's called that?
Why?
Because I think it rhymes with The Taming of the Shrew.
10 things I hate about you. The Taming of the Shrew kind of does rhyme.
That's what I think of. That's why I think it was named after that.
Because that could be it. I just thought it was weird. I'm like, this is a BuzzFeed list. Like, I was like, I just never seen a title with like 10 things I hate about you. It's like a magazine article.
Right. You're
right.
right.
Like, and it's like the title of a movie.
It's like clickbait.
Yeah. I'm like, how did this get approved?
I agree.
But okay, it is, I don't know, maybe a Monday of school, and we're on our way to school, and what song is playing? It's like this lovely, like,
It's
girl
like this
punk song, but it's like
flowers and rainbows.
Right.
Here's my first day of
It's like
school.
3 girls in a car.
They're like in this convertible.
We're bumping it. And then here comes our main character, Cat Stratford. Pulling up right next to her in like the most angst, and she's like playing the most angsty punk rock music. I don't give it. No, actually, I don't give a damn about your bad reputation. Living in a world is a new penetration, which is literally sums her up
to a T. To a T.
I read somewhere that she really wanted this role, and I was like, it's like perfect for her. She was like, I really, really wanted that role.
I mean, she needed it because like, what else could she have played? She doesn't have the girl next door look.
Yeah.
Like, this is all she could have done.
Ever?
I mean, honestly, like, she doesn't...
It is perfect for her. I'm sure she read it and was like, this is...
Yeah,
this
she
is
doesn't...
Like
she doesn't have, like, the face of, like... Let's give her a makeover, and she's gorgeous, and she's pretty and popular now.
Right.
She looks mean.
It was definitely among teen dramas or teen love movies. It's a very different vibe. Because usually they are, like, making someone over, and it's like, in the end, they're, like, hotter. She's like, you know, I'm going to stay like this.
I'm going to stay
like,
angry the whole film.
Movie. Yes. But that basically summarizes up. So, and then we meet the new kid, Cameron,
who is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Oh, I did not go over who plays who. Oh my god. Okay, real quick. Kate is played by Julia Stiles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this from my brain.
It's okay. I got
Heath Ledger Patrick is played by Heath Ledger. Bianca is played by a girl who we do not know, and it's not important, but she used to have a show on Nickelodeon. Oh. Cameron is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
One of his this is breakout film role.
One of his breakout roles, a superstar now in his right.
Gabrielle
Union is the flunky of Bianca,
and
her name is Chastity. Joey, which is the rich kid who is a narcissist, is played by Andrew Keegan. So Susan May Pratt, she plays Melinda, who is like the friend of Kat. And then David Krumholtz. I don't know. Is played by Michael. Is played by David Krumholtz. Krumholtz. Okay. And then Bianca is played by Larissa Olenika or something. I don't know.
And the teacher, Mr. Morgan, he's played by Daryl Mitchell.
Yes. I did not. Sorry. And then Mr. Morgan is played by Daryl Mitchell, who is now a paraplegic. He was not a paraplegic when the film was made. He was in a motorcycle accident back in some years ago. I don't know. Maybe like 2004 or something like that. And then I remember I read an article about it. He was gonna, because he's a comedian, and he was like, once he got in the accident, he was like, he was gonna give it all up. I forgot who encouraged him not to.
Oh, cool.
But someone, like another comedian, like a fellow comedian, was like, no, like,
keep it going,
stick with it.
Oh, I have to look into it. I didn't know that. He is a familiar face. I know him from this movie, but I don't know what other movie I know him.
Because he was on an episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and on the episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, he was in a wheelchair.
Oh, interesting.
And you might think like, oh, he's not really in a, but no, he was really in a wheelchair.
For sure. So, anywho, so it's Cameron's first day of school. He meets the crazy principal. I don't know how far we want to.
She's the guidance counselor.
Yeah. Is she? No, she's a principal.
No, she's a guidance counselor.
Huh. I always thought she was a principal. I don't know how far we want to dive into her, but
she's crazy. She's writing an what's the word?
Like a
exotic,
not
exotic though. Erotic sex novel.
Yes.
In her office
while she's at school. She's very interesting.
Yeah.
So he's meeting her. It's the first day of school, and since it's his first day of school, he gets a little buddy to walk him around, and that's when we meet
Michael, who's played by Krumholtz.
Yes,
the guy who I'm in.
Anywho, so in the school hallways, Cameron is getting a tour from Michael, and Michael is showing him the different social groups, real, Mean Girl style. Like,
yeah,
I think the groups
here's the jocks.
Yes. We have the basic, beautiful people.
The popular kids.
These like, I'm like wrote down how he describes them. I think they're really funny because they're really random. Mm-hmm. He has the coffee kids.
Don't talk to them because they're too unhinged.
Right. The white Rastas.
Who think that they are black. And all they do is listen to Bob Marley and smoke weed.
The Cowboys.
They're in Seattle, by the way. This movie is set in Seattle.
It's just so random for someone to be like, I want to be a cowboy. That's my identifier.
They're in Seattle.
Yeah. What do they even know? Like, where did they even get the idea from? Like,
Literally.
what magazine did you buy?
Literally.
And then we have their future MBAs, which is a clique that Michael used to be a part of, but he got kicked out of it recently.
Because someone started a rumor.
He buys
what was his name? Peppy Longstocking? No. Bogey something.
Bogey. I have his name, but Bogey is his first name.
Okay, somebody by the name of Bogey started a rumor about Michael that he buys his, what is it, Izods?
Izods from an outlet mall.
From an outlet mall. Izods is like a shirt brand or something.
I don't even get what that means. Like, it's still the brand. Like, what am I supposed to buy these shirts for?
Because it's discounted at the outlet mall, I guess.
Could you imagine me?
So he's like, you're poor.
Right. The future MBAs, I can't get my shirts from a discount place.
Right. And then that's why he got kicked out.
And he's very upset about it. But he was like, what did he say? Like, last week these people
he was like, last week I was their god.
Right. But he's got kicked out of his nerd group. And then while they're doing a tour, Cameron
locks eyes on Bianca Stratford. He sees her from afar. She walks past them, and he is instantly in love with her. And he's like, he turns to Michael and is like, who is that?
And Michael's like, girl,
and then Michael's like, baby, don't even bother, don't even try. That is Bianca Stratford. She's a sophomore. Her dad has this really strict rule about her dating.
Right. Even if you weren't in her league, you still can't go down with her.
Even if. And he was like, she is a reminder that guys like us cannot have her.
He really does not like her.
Yeah.
Like, every time he brings her up for, like, the beginning half of the movie, he's like, ugh.
Michael's like, I'm not here for Bianca.
So the next scene, we are in English class, and we get more of Kat Stratford. What's Stratus? Is someone named Stratus?
Trish Stratus from WWE.
There it is. She's in English class, and she just has a lot of opinions. Her and the English teacher, who's played by Daryl Mitchell, he's called Mr. Morgan in the movie. Mm-hmm. They always have these, like, back
and forth.
Yeah, she's like always like lobbying for like.
She's like, this is sexist. This is anti-feminism. Right. And he's like, girl, just read the assignment. Just do the assignment. I give you a book. Just read it.
Assignment.
He's like, no one else cares. Why do you care so much?
I think he calls her out for like being like white privilege.
Yes.
And like she says she wants more books written by white. I'm like women. He's like, girl, I just want books written by black people. And then briefly, Patrick comes to class, and he literally comes in and like dips out.
Heath Ledger. He literally comes into class and is like, what did I miss? And then Kat's like, just misogyny. And he's like, okay, great. I'm leaving now.
And then I guess the teacher gets pissed off enough with Kat that he kicks her out of class. They really just don't like it. So this is a lot of back and forth in the beginning because we're like getting everyone's take.
Yeah, we're meeting everybody throughout the first like 20 minutes of the scene. We meet Cameron, we meet Bianca, we meet Michael, we meet Patrick, we meet Kate. So it's just like a lot of this scene to that scene.
Right. So now we're back in the school courtyard, and Bianca's walking by, and Joey sees her, and
Joey is the narcissistic rich kid. He's very attractive. He has like slick hair. Think almost like 90s, like, I don't know, Fabio. Like he's very attractive, very aesthetically pleasing. He has like pants. He has like a pantsuit, and then he has like a white t-shirt tucked into his pants. He's just hot. He looks really good.
He's a definition pretty boy.
He's a pretty boy.
So when Bianca walks by, they say like virgin alert, blah 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 blah. They're like ha ha ha, and he's basically like, I want her. His friend's like, I
want to steal her virginity.
Right, and her friend's like, out of your league. And Joey's like, I could get that. And he's like, okay, bet. And he was like, I don't even need a bet. I'm gonna do this for my own personal joy. So you can keep all that money. Like, we don't need to play something. Like, I'm doing this for me, honey. He said, I don't,
He's like, we don't have to put in money on it. He's like, I know what I got, and she wants it.
Right.
And I can win her easy.
And then while that's happening, Cameron is watching people who watching Bianca. And he's like, who is that? Who is Joey? And then Michael's like, this is who he is. We find out that Joey is a model. And Cameron is still gushing over Bianca again. Michael continues to say, I hate her, and she's out of your league. But Michael brings to Cameron's attention that she is looking for a French tutor. And despite
Cameron's like, oh my God, great, that's perfect. Right. And then Michael's like, oh, you speak French. And he's like, no, but I will. So basically, Cameron is going to take any lengths whatsoever to get into Bianca's presence.
Literally love at first sight.
He's literally in love with her. So what we have establishing here is that we see that both Joey, the narcissistic rich boy, and Cameron both like Bianca. One intentions are pure and the other intentions are not so much.
Exactly. So we're now in the parking lot. School day's over. Kat has a run-in with Joey, and the two continue to exchange words. They're always like giving digs at each other. And they walk away. Joey sees Bianca and Chastity. He's like, "Hey girls, you want to ride home?"
Chastity is played by Gabrielle Union. So Chastity and Bianca are BFFs.
And Kat and her friend Mandela,
yes.
They see her sister. They see
Bianca and Chastity get in the car with Joey,
and they're like not into it. They're like, whatever.
They're like, that's an interesting new development.
I don't know. I always don't understand why they put this part in the movie. Michael ran off a cliff in his motorbike. I don't know why they put this part
So,
in the movie.
okay. So in that scene, this is in the parking lot. So they get in the car with Joey, Mandela and Kate sees, then Michael and Cameron see Bianca and Chastity get in the car with Joey. And then that's when Michael, because throughout this whole movie, we don't know that Bianca and Kate are sisters. And then that's when Michael's on his moped.
Yeah.
And he almost gets hit by Kate, who's driving. And then Cameron's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And he was like, "I'm fine, but that's your girlfriend's sister, by the way." And he was like, "That's Bianca's sister."
Right.
And then, okay, so get this. And Michael's like, "Yeah, that's the shrew herself." The movie is based off of The Taming of the Shrew. Michael calls Kate a shrew.
Oh, and she's the shrew that
she's shrew. Yeah, because she's the taming of the shrew.
Okay. So next scene, we're at the Stratford's house, and we hear more rock. So the whole soundtrack of this movie is girl, angsty, rock band,
it's punk.
And it's perfect. I love it. And for the first time, we meet the girl's dad, and he's a doctor. He's uptight.
He's just strict.
He's strict.
He's just
so. Kat is really excited because she just got her acceptance letter into Sarah Lawrence
College, which is a liberal arts college located in New York City. And remember, it's not New York City; it's in the state of New York. But remember, they live in Seattle, so it's across the country.
Right. She's very happy, but the daddy is not.
He's like, "Sarah Lawrence, why? What happened to you staying here in Washington? That's so far." And he was like, "Isn't that across the country?" And she's like, "Hello, that's basically the reason for its appeal, because I can leave this horrid place."
And Bianca's like, "Can't wait." And Kat's like, "Oh, great. Tell Dad who gave you a ride home today if you're so happy." They're just doing this sister thing. And her dad is briefly distracted about his daughter going off. He's like, "What? Who gave you a ride home?" So this prompts her dad to figure out that she came home with Joey. And we bring up the fact that the girls can't date, or the original rule is that the girls can't date until they go off to college. Yes. So Kat is literally not interested in any boys, so it's not a problem for her in high school, but Bianca is boy crazy. So this is the big deal for her. She wants to date. It's a big problem, and it's going to be a theme throughout the whole movie. Somehow the dad's like, "Okay, new rule," because I guess he's trying to pretend like he's gonna.
He's trying to pretend like he's reasoning with Bianca about the whole dating situation, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, new rule: you can date when Kat does."
Right.
And then, of course, Bianca's like, "What are you, that's so unfair. She's never gonna date. She's a mute. She is an annex, an anti-society, anti-dating, anti-life, anti-happiness person. So you're gonna tell me I can't date until she dates? Well, that's never gonna happen."
Right.
And the dad knows that.
He's a tricky one.
He knows what he's doing. And then he's like, "Well, if she don't date, then you don't date."
And he was proud of himself. He's like, "Oh, I like that rule."
He's like, "I like this idea."
Right.
He's like, "This is the new rule. This is what we're going to stick to."
Bianca's upset. Kat doesn't care.
She's like, "Okay, whatever."
So the next scene, we're in the library, and Bianca is meeting up
at the school, right?
Yeah. And Bianca is meeting up with Cameron to go over her French lessons because...
Yes, because remember, now Cameron has lied and
an
says
expert
that
at
he
French.
knows French so he can get close to Bianca and teach her the French language.
Right. So right off dome, he's like, do you want to go on a date?
He didn't
not
waste
even a second.
no time. They like literally like say hi to each other and he's like, well, do you want to go on a date?
She's like, what?
And then Bianca was like,
That's adorable.
Calvin, my dad just came up with this new rule that I can date when my sister does. And he's like, oh my God, great. Do you like sailing? And she's like, Mu pa blamo Curtis. She can't get the boy's name right to save her life. She's calling him Curtis, Calvin, Dexter, Billy, John. She don't know the boy name. And she's like, problem, my sister is the most antisocial person you'll ever meet. She doesn't like dating. She doesn't want to date high schoolers. She's not into it.
Right.
And then Cameron's basically like, okay, why is that? And then she was like, I don't know. She used to be popular at one point. She gave it all up. Why? I don't know. But this is just who she is now.
Yeah, so he offers to find a date for Kat because he really wants him and Bianca to work out. And she's basically using him. She's like, oh yeah. She's like flirting with him to like get him to do this. And he does not realizing it that she's not really into him. She doesn't see it at all. So next scene, we're outside of school and Michael is helping Cameron like find dates for Kat. They do like this whole like montage of like the worst possible options for her to date.
Yes. So the plan has been established now moving forward. It is now Cameron and Michael's mission to find a date for Kat so that now Cameron can date Bianca. And I must say, Michael is such a good friend.
Michael is a good friend. They met like 2 days ago.
And he is steadfast. Like, okay.
I think he's bored.
He's literally like, I'm gonna help you. Like, he is with him every step of the way throughout this process. He has no investment whatsoever in this. He's not interested in Bianca. He's not interested in Kat. He's literally just like, I'm here for the ride and I'm gonna be a good friend. Yeah. And I'm gonna help you out. Like, this is what you want. I'm gonna help you.
Right. He literally hates Bianca.
Like, literally.
He's a schemer. He just likes to scheme. He's up to like.
And what I really must say is he's the mouthpiece between the both of them. Between Cameron and him, he's the mouthpiece. Yeah. He does all the talking. Right. Cameron literally does nothing.
Oh, he's new to this. He doesn't even know the school.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know these guys.
Michael is running the show. Yes. He is really
he's a point person.
He's the puppet master in all of this.
But so they go through like the ugliest options for men.
Yeah. It's not even. They're asking the most randomest guys if they would be interested in dating Kat Stratford. And one of them was like, only if all the people were dead and there was no sheep. I think someone else laughs. Someone else screams in terror.
Right.
No one, like, she is a horror story. No one wants to date Kat Stratford. She has a stigma.
Yeah. And then Michael's like, you see, no one wants to date her. I'm like, why do you think she wants to date any of these people? Even if they agreed to this. Right. Why do you think that this would be something she says yes
Because if you look at the gene pool that they talked to, it was like a meathead, a burnout.
Just no one attractive. No one outwardly attractive here.
No one who looked like Heath Ledger.
Right. So they're back because we're still at school. So they're in the science lab and it's like frog dissecting day. I don't think that's important to the plot, but
they're in chemistry class or something.
So Michael's basically like, yeah, see, I told you we couldn't find anyone. And then while they're in class, Cameron sees behind Michael this strapping young man
with long hair that's a little bit greasy.
Yeah. Wearing all black. I think he's lighting a cigarette in class.
Yeah. He's got a switchblade in his hand.
Right.
They're dissecting frogs. He takes the switchblade. He stabs the formaldehyde frog with his switchblade. But he looks kind of sexy while he's doing it.
Yeah. And then Cameron's like, I think that's the perfect match. And of course, it's Patrick. And Michael's like,
don't look at him.
Yeah,
don't look at this. Don't make eye contact with him.
He just got out of jail for setting a state trooper on fire. Now, why would he be back in school if he did that?
Yeah. So Michael is like, this guy, Patrick, that we're talking about is no one to be messed with. He ate like half a duck and only left the beak and the head to remain.
So from there, they decide, you know what? He's perfect. And then after this, Cameron and Michael decide they need to approach this differently. And I'm pretty sure it's Michael who's like,
We need a backer.
We need a backer. Because they have no money. They decide they need to, like, bribe him, but they're poor.
Yeah.
And then Cameron's like, what's a backer? And he's like, someone with money who's stupid. Into the picture, Joey.
Our narcissistic rich boy.
Beautiful.
Beautiful in the face, nothing going on upstairs.
Nothing. So we're in the cafeteria now.
A waste of oxygen.
Well, that's a beautiful face.
A waste of oxygen.
Beautiful face. Maybe
Beautiful face.
I think if he was nicer, we could make it work. But he's not nice.
But he's not nice.
So in the cafeteria, Joey's sitting with his popular crew, and Michael, God bless him, decides to go up to him. And he's like,
and this is what I mean when I say Michael is their mouthpiece. Because if this is your girl, this is your plot, this is your story, you're interested in her, why is Michael doing all the work for you?
He doesn't know the way of the world. And also I think Michael is like, oh yeah, I could talk to them. I'm cool. Michael, I feel like he's giving him
like,
too much.
oh yeah, they'll listen to me.
Yeah, he's giving too much like street cred. He thinks he's higher than he is.
Yeah, he thinks he's a lot cooler than what he really is.
The moment he sits down at the table where Joey and his friends are sitting, Joey's disgusted. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
He's like, "Are you lost?" Are you blind? He says it with the most genuine concern, like,
what is going on here?
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Like, do you know where you are? Like, little girl, do you know where your mommy is? Like, it's one of those.
He could throw up. He literally is gagging in his mouth.
Michael's like, okay, I have this proposition for you. You're interested in Bianca. She can't date because her dad has these crazy rules that she can only date if her older sister Kat dates. Well, all you need is to find a guy who's willing to date her. And then Joey's like, okay, but who's willing to date her?
Right.
And then Michael's like, all you have to do is find a guy who doesn't scare so easily because Kat is so scary. And then they point at Patrick. And then Joey's like, okay, sure, I'll pay this guy to date Kat. But what is it in it for you, Michael? And then Michael's basically just like, okay, you see me walking down the hall, you say hello. And then Joey's like, okay, you're popular by association. That's fine.
Joey is so funny, like, to, like, even think that someone would come up to him and be like, oh, yeah, like, why would is that enough?
Is what enough?
For him to believe him?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, I would question it more if I was Joey. I'd be like, well, like, literally, that's literally why you're doing this? Joey's, I don't know, I feel like he's in his own world.
Like you concocted this whole plan just so that you can be popular by association. Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot. I think he's so, like, self-involved.
That's when Michael said, we need a backer, someone with money, but who's an idiot.
No convincing. Like, literally a 5-minute conversation.
She's like, all you have to do is make a decent point. And then there you go. And then Michael's like, he's on board. He's like, okay, sure.
It's so stupid.
And then we must remember, so Michael's intention is really he just wants to sleep with Bianca.
Joey's intention.
Oh, I'm sorry. Joey's intention is he just wants to sleep with Bianca.
Michael's just in it for the game. He's just bored.
Michael is just being a friend to Cameron.
Okay. So now we're at the soccer field. I think it's soccer practice. So Kat is on the soccer team. She's playing soccer. Patrick's out there for whatever reason watching them play soccer. And Joey goes up to Patrick and he says, hey, I got a plan for you. I'll pay you to go out with that girl over there, Kat. And like, when he points to her, she's like literally like,
tackling
someone really hard.
She's like tackling a girl. She's tackling like 17 girls to the ground with her one arm or something.
It's something ridiculous. He's like,
She's good. Giving Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda.
She's throwing
in that one scene where they cut to her.
She just sumo slams someone on the ground. He's like, I'm fine. And Patrick's like, look, okay, Joey's like, let me soften the deal. I'll give you $50 to take her out. And he's like, yeah, okay, fine. Honestly, is $50 enough to take somebody on a date?
In the 90s, it is.
I'm gonna need more than that. What did dates cost? $5?
Literally, I feel like in the 1999, it had to cost like $3 to go to the movies. $4 for popcorn.
$50, I was like, oh, that's so low. I'm gonna need like $100. I mean, he's got the money.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like $50 that just covers the date, but he needs to be making a profit.
Right, he's not making a profit.
It's just
here.
like you're literally asking me to pay for the date.
Right,
sure,
exactly.
But where's my profit margins?
Business
right.
goal.
Where's my return on my investment?
Exactly.
There isn't any.
So Patrick has agreed to this deal, and right when Kat is done with practice, he's on his job. He's like,
he goes up to her immediately.
Right, no better time than the present.
Right.
He's like, business starts now.
He says the game plan. Here we are.
So he's trying to flirt with Kat, and I guess he thought it was gonna be really easy. Kat is like, Pshaw, back up, sir.
She's not receptive to it at all. He's like, hey, pretty lady.
Yeah.
You're looking pretty good out there. And she's like, oh my God, that's my one intention, to make sure that you men find me attractive while I'm sweating on the soccer field, doing what I do best. All is right in the world. And he's like, oh.
Right. He was like,
oh. You're one of
this
those.
Is a challenge.
You're one of those.
She ain't playing.
This isn't going to be easy for me.
Right.
Says Patrick internally.
I love her responses. I think I'm am her with like guys. Like it's like the vibe I feel.
Oh yeah, you're a cat.
I'm like, what are you like? What are your intentions?
Oh
like,
yeah, how we often compare ourselves when there's like a sisterhood.
Yeah,
we did it with New York Minute. We've did it with what's the other one? Was it Matilda? No, Mean Girls. Oh well, we've compared ourselves to Mean Girls. Like, oh, who would we be?
Yeah.
In this, you're 100% Kat, and I'm 100% Bianca.
Yes.
Very much so.
Very much. Very, very much. Like, literally.
Literally.
I love Kat's energy. Love it. I'm like, yes. I get it, Kat. I get it.
I'm literally like, why is she so angry? Smile! Jesus.
Wait, so it's funny. The next scene. Wait, in the next scene, so they're in the bathroom, and they're talking about something, and then they're back at home. The next scene, they're back at home in the bathroom.
Okay, so Bianca and Kat
are in the bathroom.
At their house.
Bianca says something, and then Kat goes, I'm not hostile, I'm annoyed. And I was like, yes! I'm annoyed!
I relate so much
she gets
to that.
Me. And next scene we have is Kat at the guitar shop because she's really into like bands, and I don't know, she's like shopping for guitars. She just goes there for fun, or she's like, I don't know what her intentions are.
She's into like rock music.
Band, yeah.
She's into like the feminine rock girl band era.
Yeah.
She's into that.
So she's there, and for whatever reason, Patrick thinks it's a good idea to keep stalking this girl, and he like follow her there. So like, okay, dude, one thing to follow me at school, but to follow me outside of school, it's a little creepy. How did you know where I was? It's 1999. It's not like
stalker.
It's not like I'm posting on Instagram. How'd you find me?
Wait, you have a point there.
Like,
how did he know where she was?
Let's see. I don't think he hangs out there too. Weird.
Yeah, he just stumbles upon, because this is the 90s.
I think we're meant to believe, because Joey shows up and like blocks her in, that maybe Joey told him where she would go. But why does Joey know where she goes? Too.
Joey's obsessed with her secretly.
Yes, he is.
Joey wants to F her.
Right. Okay. So Patrick's again flirting with Kat. Kat's not into it. She's like, I'm not into your bad boy persona. He said, I'm not into your scary girl persona. She was like, that's great.
Yeah, they both established that they're not afraid of each other. Because Kat is supposed to be scary. Patrick is supposed to be scary. And neither of them like, you're not scaring me.
And then right before Kat is supposed to leave, Joey pulls up right behind her, blocking her into her parking spot. And she's like, can you please move? And he's like, basically like, no. And she's like, bet.
And he's in like this 1999 brand new, it's a sports car. It has two doors. It's either a Ferrari, a Volkswagen, a Ferrari, one of them sports cars. What's another one? A minivan? Bugatti. A Mercedes, not a Corolla.
I'm just messing with you.
But he's literally like in one of those like brand new sports cars, and she asks him like, "Are you gonna move?" And he's like, "Nah." And she said, "Okay, bet." And she puts that thing in reverse, and when I tell you, she slams into his car.
It was like a hard love tap.
A hard
love tap.
A decent. It did damage.
Yeah.
There's a dent in the sports car.
It's not like the worst, but yeah, there's
It's gonna cost some money to fix.
Yeah, it's gonna cost some money to fix.
And then as soon as he hears his precious
like,
sports car being demolished, he's like,
Yeah, he hates her. They hate each other.
Yeah, they really hate each other.
But why would he, like, what do you thought she was going to do?
But it's like, why would you block her in? You see she's leaving the guitar shop.
Yeah.
Here you are. You pull up. You park right behind her. It's not even a parking spot. It's the street you're parking in. And you're like, yeah, I'm not going to move. You're asking for it.
He is, like, parking in the street. Like, where, even if I wasn't trying to get out, your car's getting towed.
You're parked illegally. You're asking for it now. So she rams into his car, as she should have.
Mm-hmm. Whoops,
she says, as she rams into his car. And then we get to the next scene, and we're back at the house. And her dad is now confronting her because he has now gotten the insurance bill to the accident the accident, quote unquote, that Kat has caused. And he's basically like,
my insurance does not
my insurance does not cover PMS.
Mm-hmm. And then they start talking about Kat going to Sarah Lawrence again. He still doesn't want her to go or do basically anything because their mom, they kind of start, this is when they like bring up the fact that their mom ran away.
Yeah.
And I guess he's like protective of them because he's got this anxiety or this fear that he will be abandoned by his daughters as well.
That's why he doesn't want them to date. Mm-hmm. That's why he doesn't want them to get married. Or
go to Sarah Lawrence.
Go to Sarah Lawrence because he was left by their mother and he is afraid that his daughters will do the same.
That conversation ends because the dad has a phone call. He's a doctor or whatever. And then it's time for Bianca to go confront Kate. She's like, did you run into my man's car? And she's like, yes. Back away.
I'll do it again, honey.
Right. Bianca is clearly upset. And Kate's like, I literally don't care. And she like runs off. So we're back at the school, in the hallway. Joey is talking to Patrick about, he's upset that his car got beat up.
He's like, I didn't pay you $50 to take out that heifer for her to ram into my car.
He says, when I shell out $50, I expect results.
He's acting like $50 is literally like $5,000.
I was like, I know the value of money's changed, but it couldn't have changed
$50 in
that
1999 is literally like $120 today.
Flip it.
Maybe.
Wait, $100? Oh, okay.
$50 in 1999 is like $120 today. For you to say, when I shell out this money, that's
not enough.
That's like one work's pay if you're making minimum wage.
Right.
Sit down. You're a spoiled rich kid.
Right.
Your trust fund has $50,000 in it.
So after this conversation, Patrick's like, okay, she is a handful. So let's go ahead and up the price.
He's like, you want results? Okay.
Yeah.
You want results?
You need to pay some money.
You got to pay some more. You got to pay me some more, says Patrick.
Mm-hmm. So he's like, I want $100 for these dates.
Fine.
He's like reluctant at first, but I guess he really wants this whole thing with Bianca to happen. He's like, fine.
It's very interesting because it's like, his intentions are just like he wants to sleep with her and he wants the satisfaction and the bragging rights that he was able to pull this girl who's not allowed to date, who's probably a virgin, yada yada yada. But he is so invested, and at this point, it's not even about Bianca. It's just like to prove to himself that he can get whoever he wants, no matter how impossible it is. And that's giving psychopath.
On top of the fact that he hates Kat, and at the end of the day,
yes, and then on top of that he hates this girl's older sister, and he wants to rub it in his face. Men like Joey are psychopaths, and I think they should be under the jail cell. Under the jail cell. They're dangerous. You literally have to pinpoint men like this because they are dangerous. Y'all worried about the rapists and the murderers. Y'all need to be worried about Joey's as well.
I was like, we should stop worrying about the rapists.
No, we need to be worried about the murders and the rapists. But third on that list are the Joeys of the world.
Right.
These psychopaths who are literally just doing it for their own personal psychological gain to prove to themselves that their penis isn't that small when it really is. It's crazy.
Sounds like you're projecting.
But. I am projecting. I want y'all to know that I'm very much projecting because there is a Joey in my life.
Sounds raw.
There is a Joey in my life.
So the next scene, we're in shop class again. Did you ever take shop class? You ever take a shop class?
No.
I wish I would have took one.
I look like a man.
Oh, wow. You sound like a sexist coworker.
I know.
I wish I had taken a shop class. We had to take a home ec. I was like,
I don't even think we had a home ec at Dominican.
We had a little home ec. A little one semester. It was
which made me mad.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you do apartment things? You had to make apartment?
No, we didn't have a class like that at Dominican.
No sexist classes?
Right. which seems unfair to me.
Where my woman's
I want to learn how to bake and be a housewife.
Right. We did
be a domesticated cat.
We did make a biscuit from scratch. I'll never do it again, but it was delicious. It was like something kind of like
it was delicious.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
So we're back in the sexist shop class. And Cameron and Michael are trying to go to talk to Patrick again. They're giving it a second shot. And they're going to tell him their real plan. Not Joey's plan, but the plan behind the plan.
Right. So what they basically... Patrick and Michael and Cameron go up to Patrick and they're like, hey, we know what you're trying to do. We know you're being paid to court Cat Stratford, but we want to help you. And then Patrick's basically like, well, why do you want to help me? And Michael and Cameron are like, look, Joey is just a pawn in all of this. We know Joey approached you with this plan, but we really planted the seed here. Right. Cameron, my friend Cameron over here, says Michael, is the one who wants Bianca. And then Patrick is like, so confused. And he's like, what is with this Bianca chick? Does she have beer-flavored nipples? Like, why does everybody want her? And Cameron's getting offended, and he's like, hey, this is a girl I love. Right. I just want you to know that Joey doesn't have the right intentions, and I do, and that we are here to help you court Cat so that I can win over Bianca. Patrick's like, okay, if y'all are going to help me win over the wild beast, tame the beast, fine, I'll take the help.
Which is fun. Like, everyone's just accepting things. They're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Patrick is literally like, okay.
As long as you don't stop the money flow, and then I guess as long as you're helping me continue to make the money, whatever.
Right. So there is like a plan within a plan.
Yeah, within a plan. Yeah. So, and then they're like, okay, so you need to bring Cat to Bogey Longstein's party Friday night, because this is gonna be the first date night. So Bogey Longstein's is a member of the NBA club. The future NBA club, which is a club that Michael just got recently kicked out of.
He got excommunicated from,
and he has come up with this great plan.
So they were supposed to have a party at Boogie Longstein's house, and it was supposed to be like a quaint, private, intimate kickback that Michael was previously invited to. And then since he's been excommunicated, he's like, I'm going to take the liberty I know the date, I know the time, I'm going to take the liberty to twerk the itinerary of this party. Instead of it being private, we're now going to open it up to the entire high school. So he changes the flyer with the same address, same date, and same time. And he just invites the entire student body.
Which sucks that it has to be a secret, because that is legendary. Yeah. That's his social standing needs to go up like 2 notches at least, because that is like iconic. Yeah. Just to like, one, he's throwing an epic party, and 2, he's like getting back at someone.
Throwing a party in high school gives you like 25 cool points automatically.
Technically, it's not his house, but it's like his scheme. Like, someone like senior year needs to write it in his yearbook, like, great plan.
Great job.
Greatest party of the century, because
you were part of one of the best parties in their high school career.
Right.
So after they've established that there will be a party at Bowie Longstein. Bogey, excuse me.
No, I was just chatting him up.
Oh, yeah, but I said Bowie. Bogey. Right. So, next, Joey is showing Bianca pictures of his photo shoot.
Just to remember, he's a model.
Yes, so Joey is a model.
Like a print model.
So after the Bowie party has been established, Joey's like, Bianca, which photo do you think you like better? The photos that he's showing her are literally identical. The difference is, one photo he has on a white shirt, the second photo he has on a black shirt. He is doing the same facial expressions, the same eyebrows, the same lip, the same smize, and the same pose.
And the photos are in black and white. Somehow, to me, that just makes it even worse. Yeah. I'm just like, why are they in black and white?
The photos, at the end of the day, are giving douchebag.
They are. And he's like trying to decide which one is better. It's the same photo, but someone photoshopped a different shirt.
Literally.
In each photo.
Literally. Anyway, he's an idiot. That's the point that we get from that scene.
So he's like, okay, I hope you're at the boogie party. I'm just going to see you, wink, wink. He was going to be there no matter what. Stop it, sis.
Yeah. And then so we move on to the next scene. Cameron and Bianca, They're
in the streets of Washington.
they're somewhere. They're like on the beach or something.
They're like at this
A
weird
cave.
like what's like a
A cave.
yeah,
A
but it also has a
reservoir?
little, do you remember that little it's like a little statue in the background.
There is.
Like a little like a carving of something.
It's not a cave.
They're like underneath something, but in the background there's also like a little, it looks like a little old school like
Oh, I literally thought
statue. That's what we're looking for. There's like a statue in the background.
There is.
Yeah, they're like climbing on the statue. It's like part of like the whole underground wherever they are.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like because when I read about this movie, they said they put a lot of like big like Seattle
Landmarks.
like on the map, and that has to be one of them.
Oh,
That's what I would assume. But
if you ask me, it looks like they're on the beach in a cave.
yeah,
But yeah, so Cameron and Bianca, they're on the beach in a cave that apparently has a landmark behind them. So
that's some kind of statue.
Cameron is asking her, "Are you going to the party?" And Bianca's like, "Of course I want to, but I can only go if my sister Kat goes." And then Cameron's like, "Yeah, I'm working on it, but she's not really falling or into my guy." And he's like, "I don't really know what she's into. Like, can you help me out so we can make this easier on both of us?"
He asks, and then he asks, basically, is she gay? And Bianca's like, I've thought about it, but I've seen her. She's like, I thought about it. No. She has a picture. She says one of her reasons why she knows she's not gay. She has a picture of Jared Leto. And I was like, that?
Yeah, that gives it away.
But
Jared Leto literally looks like a girl in the 90s, so she could honestly still be gay.
Yeah.
So it's not a good enough reason.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I was just like, Jared Leto's not hot. But that's also a good point. And then she was like, I'm pretty sure she likes pretty boys. And she doesn't like smokers, which each other is a smoker. He's going to have to change that eventually.
Yes.
So Cameron and Bianca are like, I don't know. Bianca's like, I don't know too much about her. Let's go do recon. So they go to Kat's room back at their house and like sneak around her room. And then they find those black panties.
Yes.
And then Bianca's like, ooh, you know what this means, right?
And the Cameron's like, nah.
Right. Because she likes full coverage on her butt. I don't really get it. But Bianca's like, that means she wants to have sex someday. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And it's not, the underwear she pulls out is not like sexy underwear. It's not like lingerie.
It's literally just like black underwear.
It's like period underwear.
And literally, it's granny panties. And since when is black underwear associated with you? I don't know where. I literally wear black underwear because like I don't want anyone to see through my pants.
Right. I don't know where they pulled that from. I don't know what was going on in the 90s.
Right.
What, am I supposed to wear colorful underwear? I didn't understand.
Right. You want me to wear rainbows with butterflies and hearts?
It was funny. I was like, what a stretch. What a stretch.
What a reach.
Yes. And then the next scene we have is Cameron and Michael are going to meet up with Patrick at his hangout spot, which apparently is a biker bar for whatever reason. So Cameron and Michael pull up on the back of Michael's motorbike, which I still think is so funny.
Vespa.
It's like a Vespa. I don't know. I think it's funny that he drives that, because to me he's just
that's his means of transportation.
Yeah, I just don't think he would drive that. I'm like, okay, Michael, whatever. So they arrive to the biker bar. They're clearly out of place. They're too young to be there, and they're not wearing enough black. So they go up to Patrick, and they tell him the new information that they found out about Kate. She hates smokers.
And she likes pretty boys.
Yes.
And all this great information.
Yeah. He likes pretty boys. She's really into angry music of the indie rock persuasion. Which leads them to say that, Patrick, there's this band that she really likes that's going to be a club skunk tomorrow. Therefore, it's your favorite band. Therefore, you are going to this club tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can't be seen at Club Skunk.
He's like, I can't risk it.
Right.
My social reputation depends on me never being seen at Club Skunk.
The bikers can't know about Club Skunk, okay? But he doesn't want to go at first, but they tell him about the whole black panty thing. You know what that means, Jade. So he's into it now. So the next scene, we're at Club Skunk. Patrick has arrived to the club. He looks really hot. I wrote this down because he has like leather black pants on.
He looks hot. He literally looks the exact same that he's looked throughout the entire movie.
Hotter. He's got these leather black pants. I don't know.
He
He's
looks
just so
especially hot to
handsome.
you at Club Skunk.
Yes.
He literally wears the same outfit every
No,
freaking scene.
I don't think he wears leather pants. He's just like cargo pants.
The pants changed in the scene, but the top and the hair did not.
Yes. Maybe it's pants. You don't know what I'm
Okay, well, anywho, they're at Club Skunk. He sees Kate. She's in her element. She's the girl. Punk rock bands are performing.
It's like it's an all girl band.
Yeah,
it's all girls in the club.
Like there is not a man. He's literally the only man in the whole
bartender.
building. Him and the bartender are the only men in there.
Yes,
it is ladies' night at Club Skunk, and he is out of his element.
Right.
So he goes up to the bar. I think he orders a drink. And then while Kate is in or on the dance floor dancing with her female counterparts, she's like, I need some water. So she goes to the bar. She runs into Patrick. And she basically eyes him up and down. Is like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I come here all the time. I'm a huge fan of this band. And she's like, what's the name of the band?
Ugh.
Who cares?
Sister Act? I don't know. Girl power.
Right. Crooked Eiffel Tower. Who cares?
Crooked Eiffel Tower.
Bands be having the wildest names. Thank you. I saw
that should be a drag. Oh, that's why you got it from. That be a drag name.
Yeah, that could
Welcome to the stage. Crooked Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. Welcome to the main stage. But anywho. So she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I love this band. I listen to them all the time. And so they have their little exchange. They have a brief moment. And then he's like, I saw you dancing up there. You never looked so sexy. And literally when he says this, the music in the club turns off. Everybody hears, so everybody looks at them. And then they're kind of like embarrassed. But then he's basically like, please go to Boogie Longstein's party with me. And then she's like, I'll think about it. And she kind of walks off. I
think it was so hot. He was like, you just look so sexy out there. I was like,
I'd be like, thanks, babe.
I loved it.
Let's take it back to the crib.
I didn't appreciate him. Like, she's living her best life. She's not looking for no man. She's dancing out at the club with her girls. And here come Heath Ledger with his drama, entering into her life, this toxicity.
No!
And I appreciate Yes, Jade. He's not there on good intentions, yes or no?
I mean, he's not. But while he's there, you see him this girl is actually kind of cute and fun. And I, even though I'm being paid to court her, I actually might like her.
Right. But I just don't appreciate him coming into her life with some BS. Just distracting her.
That's the point of the movie, Jordan.
Yes.
You do this every time. You're always like, why is this happening this way? It's for the sake of the movie.
You're not thinking of the way I'm thinking of it.
You're thinking of it in reality, but you need to start thinking it from this is a movie aspect.
Yes, but if that was the case, we would never talk about anything. We'd be like, yep, and that's the way it is.
I guess you're right. You're right. You got me there. You got me there.
So he's like, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm picking you up at 9:30.
Right.
So the next night is the night of Boogie's party.
Yes.
Bianca and Chastity are trying. I won't sing it.
They're trying to sneak out past Bianca and Chastity Gabrielle Union. They're trying to sneak out past, Bianca's dad so they can get to the party. Of course, the dad sees them and he's like, "Where are you going?"
Yeah, he's like, "You should have gone through the window."
Right.
He's like reading his newspaper. He's like, "Should have gone through the window."
He's like, "Y'all not slick enough. I see you." And then she's like, "Please, Dad, we're just going to this party. Everybody's gonna be there. Can I please go?" And he's like, "You know the rules. If your sister don't do it, you ain't doing it." Which is crazy because at what point was it, if your sister doesn't do it, you can't do it? Because at first it was just like, if your sister doesn't date, you can't date. But now it's literally like, if Kat doesn't breathe, you can't breathe. If Kat doesn't wipe her butt, you can't wipe your butt.
That's also not fair because they're like in different grades. Like, why would she even? I mean, so it is a big party, so they're both going to this party. But like, why would she? In theory, might be going to different parties on different days,
right?
Because they're in different grades.
Yeah, like Kat's a senior, she's a sophomore.
Yeah,
they have different social groups,
like prom, for example. Prom sometimes is on different days.
Yeah.
So why do I need to go? What?
Like, okay, if I'm going to junior prom and Kat's going to senior prom,
right?
they're not on the same night.
Exactly.
So it's just like, Dad.
Does she need to go to both the proms?
Right. So I can go? Like, it's
That's
not making any sense. But anywho, the dad's a psychopath.
Mhm.
So he's like, Kat's not going, you're not going. So Chastity and Bianca are like begging Kat, please, can we please go?
Mhm.
Please, 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 please. And Kat's like, fine, I'll go.
Yes. Lovely older sister to me.
Yes, so kind of her to, offer up her precious time to go to this party. So then the dad's like, okay, fine, you can go, but you have to put on the belly. So he goes into the closet,
Right.
he grabs this belly that literally has like these titties and like a 7-month-old belly attached to her. So she has the feel and idea of what it's like to be pregnant. And so that she doesn't make bad choices.
I think that dad must be like an OBGYN.
Duh, Jordan.
I never thought about that. I just thought he was a general doctor, but he's always...
In the scene, he's like, at one of the first scenes, he's like, I was delivering a baby today. Do you want to know what the mother told me?
I don't know. A male OBGYN, I guess that's the thing.
Yes.
My OBGYN is female.
OBGYNs that are males are a bit perverted in my brain. But yeah, he's an OBGYN. Right. He delivers babies.
So... right when Kat agrees to go, I guess she must have forgot that her and Patrick had plans. So she's like ready to go out the door. And Patrick's like, you ready for the date? And she's like, oh yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, I forgot I agreed to go
Luckily
to this party.
he came when he came because she would have already like not have been there.
Yeah. She completely forgot she agreed to go to this party with him.
So she's like, I'll drive.
Yeah. So they leave to go to the party. Now we're at the party.
Yeah.
So we're at the party. Mm-hmm. And then we see Michael and Cameron getting ready for the party.
They're such nerds. They're adorable.
They're so precious. They literally, Michael's putting on a tie. Cameron literally has like on a suit and a jacket and dress pants. They're putting on cologne.
It's so adorable.
Michael's like, how do I look? And Cameron's like, you look like my Uncle Mervyn. And it's just like, y'all are both nerds and y'all are both pitiful and it's precious.
Everybody in this movie has such a baby face, especially George.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
The baby's face. It is like
he looks like an 8th grader.
It's so adorable, and I cannot think how cute his little face is. And he's going to this party in his little suit. Why does he have a suit?
Yes, and then Michael is literally like a nervous wreck. He's like, "How do I look? How do I look?" And then Cameron's so busy talking about Bianca, and then Michael like low-key has had enough of his shit. He's like, "Shut up! I'm tired of you talking about Bianca. Like, did we make this night about me for once?" He's like, "How do I look?"
I mean, it's basically his party, honestly.
Literally,
no one knows it.
Yeah,
but
when you think about it, it is his party. He planned this.
It's his freaking party.
Okay, so now we're at the party.
Yes.
And then so there's a crowd of teenagers. I must say, if you want to have a good 90s teen drama coming of age film,
for a house party,
there must be 3 crucial elements. There has to be 4. There needs to be a prom scene.
Yes.
There needs to be a house party scene. Yes. There needs to be a makeover.
Yes.
And there needs to be a graduation.
Yes.
These 4 criteria must be... No, 3 of the 4 criteria must be met.
There. But they didn't have a makeover or a graduation this one.
Oh, you're right.
But
it's not a graduation then. It's a prom scene. Is it a bet? A bet. No, it's not a bet. It's a house party. It's a prom scene.
Maybe a high school movie has to have at least 2 out of 5.
2 out of the 4.
2 out of the 4.
Okay. So 2. You gotta have prom. Okay, we can throw no.
Maybe of that generation. I feel like all those generation movies were like bet. Okay, we don't have to put bet in there, right?
There has to be some sort of either a bet or a makeover. Okay, let's say that. Okay, scratch it. There either has to be a prom scene, a party scene, a bet / makeover, one of the 2.
Yeah.
Or a graduation. 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, you can put bet and makeover together, right?
3 of the 4 criteria must be met. If 3 of the 4 criteria aren't met, the movie is no good. It's not a banger.
It's not a high school love
It's
story.
not a 90s teen drama coming of age film. Throw it in the garbage. I want no parts. If it ain't got 3 to 4, no thank you.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
Why are we here?
Because it ain't it. Yeah.
That's a good point.
So we're at the house party.
Yes.
One of the 4 criteria that must be met. There's teenagers everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Bogey Longstein was not expecting this crowd.
He was expecting Nigel with the brie.
Nigel, grab the brie.
He hears like a little knock on the door. He's like, "Oh, it must be Nigel with the brie."
It's literally your entire junior and senior class storming through your door.
All came at the same time.
Literally. So it's not what he was expecting.
Good for him. I appreciate him for not calling the cops on anybody. He did not try to shut it down.
He didn't.
He let it happen.
He let it happen.
Respect, Bogey.
I'm not mad at him.
I'm not mad.
So they set up. The party is now bumping and jumping. Everybody's in
5
there.
seconds in.
So we see Joey. Joey is first thing upon arrival. When Kat and Patrick gets there, Joey's there. The first thing he says something slick to Kat because he's low key obsessed with her. And what does he say? He says something to the oh yeah,
and he's like, and she's like, stay away from my sister.
And he's like, I'll stay away from your sister, but I can't promise that she'll stay away from me.
And I'm like,
what a sly dog.
Well, if that happened, we're in that situation, I would tell you and you would listen, right?
Oh, 100%.
Because I'm like, Kat, you have to tell Bianca this.
Well, I would believe you. Now would I listen?
Oh, I would punch you in the feet.
If I can't even lie, if I was wrapped around some boy's finger the way Bianca would, I would be like, oh. I'd be like, Jordan, I hear you. I believe that I know you're telling the truth. Will I still stay away from him? I can't make any promises.
Fine, I'll have to kill him. I'll kill you both if I have to.
I like that idea.
I like that idea. So the party's still going on. The party's jumping. Meanwhile, the whole time, Bogey's trying to keep his house clean. God bless you, Bogey.
Give it up. Hang it up. Hang it up.
Kat again sees, after having this discussion with Joey, Kat sees Bianca with Joey, and they're hanging out, and she's like, Bianca, I need to tell you something. But Bianca's like,
she's like, do not. How dare you?
Right. She's
talk to me in public after you just did me this huge favor of coming to this party so that I can be here as well.
Also, Bianca,
do not talk to me.
Bianca should be a little nice to the sister that she's like selling out. Like
Bianca's?
She's like she set up this whole like plan for her, so she could be a little nicer. That she's like throwing her sister under the bus.
And
she knows about it.
She's literally in on the plan.
And she could be a little bit nicer. She could be a little bit nicer to the fact that she's like, she's part of the scheme to. I mean, guess it's technically not the word. I don't know. It gets bad, but like, yeah. So like, Bianca, calm down. She has no guilt. No guilt.
Zero.
So Kat is getting stressed, I guess. She starts taking shots. Patrick's trying to find Kat. Kat's everywhere, running around drunk. Mm-hmm. And then Carmen is looking for
Cameron.
Cameron is looking for the love of his life, Bianca, because mind you, Kat is here in his head because he set this whole plan up. So that means they're on this date in his head. But Bianca is not thinking like that.
Yeah.
She's on this date to find Joey. And then this is Cameron has finally realized he's being used by Bianca. And Bianca, unfortunately, runs off with Joey, leaving Cameron heartbroken. And then while that's going on, Kat is getting very drunk to the point that she takes a moment to go stand on top of a table and dance.
To Biggie Smalls. The song's playing. Mm-hmm. What is it? I don't know what Biggie Smalls. Whatever that one is.
Average.
Okay, and then so when I was doing my notes, I read the reason how she got the role in Save the Last Dance.
It's because of that dance.
Because of this scene.
She actually looks really good in it.
She looks mediocre at best.
Oh, I liked her.
I liked it.
She was decent. Better. She dances better than this than she does Save the Last Dance.
That's the gag. She dances better on the table in this scene than she does in Save the Last Dance. That's really the gag.
And then here and from there, that's why, and this is how we find out that this is why she used to be popular. She's like literally giving. She's giving.
Yeah, she used to be into it.
Yeah.
So she's dancing on the table. So there's a chandelier right above the table that she's dancing on. She hits her head on the chandelier. She passes out. And then now Patrick catches her as she passes out. And he's like, okay, we need to go outside. You need some water. Mm-hmm. You might have a concussion.
So Patrick and Kat are off. He's dealing with a concussion. They're falling more in love. And Cameron is still stressed about the Bianca situation. Patrick gives him the pep talk. He says, look, son, if that's your girl, go get your girl.
Yeah.
This
Patrick is literally like, if you like her, Cameron, pursue her, because Cameron was ready to call it all off.
right. So the party's over. Bianca is ready to go home.
Standing outside, Cameron walks past her, and he's like, I hope you had a good night. And then she's like, Cameron, can you take me home? And he's like, fine. He gives in and he takes her home.
And now Patrick and Kate are driving home. They're having a heart-to-heart. Kate, I think the main thing I take from this conversation is that she wants to start a band.
Oh, right. They're like listening to like rock music after her concussed brain has woken up. And she's like, oh my God, I would love to do this. And now he's like figuring out that she has layers and depth and she's not just an evil shrew.
And then we see that Kate is like really starting to like him because once they get home, she goes in for a kiss.
But he rejects her because she's drunk. And he's like, nah. Yeah. And she feels so played.
Instantly pissed off.
She is mad. She's like, fine. You know, she's an angry one. So she's instantly mean again.
Finally decided to let her wall down. He was like, ah! She's like, I just started believing that you were actually a good guy. And you denied me that love. So they end. Patrick goes home. And then Screw pull up car.
We're back at Cameron and Bianca.
Come on, phone car. And their night goes a little better.
Yeah, they're outside of Bianca's house. He kind of clicks out on her a little bit. He's like, just because you're beautiful doesn't mean you can treat people just the way you want them to be treated or however you want them to be treated. Blah, 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 blah. Have you always been this selfish? And she's like, yeah.
I mean, I don't like the way you're talking to me, but I like love the way you're talking to me.
Yeah, so I guess her form of an apology to him was her kissing him. So she leans in, she kisses him. It's a nice little long lingering kiss.
Very cute. They're like the cutest.
Yeah, they're like adorable.
I love them.
And she kisses him, and then the kiss ends, and she literally says nothing, and she gets out of the car and walks away. And Cameron he tries to keep it cool, but he literally is like a little kid in a candy store. He's like, it's like he just won the Super Bowl.
He's adorable. He's like, and I'm back in the game. That's what he says. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and he's so excited. It's so precious.
So the next day is Monday, and we're back in English class.
We're at school.
Yes. And of course, everyone's making fun of Kat for like her little outbursts, especially Joey. He's like eating that crap up.
He's like, ooh, hot mama.
Yeah.
Gonna give us another show. He's such a douche.
He is such a douche. Also, here we learn like they have an assignment. They have to do like this Shakespearean poem that comes up later in the movie, but that's the only like tidbit I get from the scene.
Yeah, and she's really excited about the assignment. She understands the assignment.
Right. Even the black teacher does like a little rap that like gets them all excited.
Yeah. So next scene,
it's like little tidbits. So they're at the soccer field. They're still talking. Patrick is starting to realize that Kate is still mad at him. He's getting more confirmation that Kate's mad at him when she kicks a soccer ball in his direction.
Yeah, she's giving him the cold shoulder.
Yeah, it's more like a recap of the weekend. And he's in the pits because he did not kiss her.
He is in the doghouse.
Yeah, he's in the doghouse.
He's in the doghouse. And he's trying to like talk to her, and she is just not having it.
Mm-mm. That happens, and then Joey's talking to Bianca at like, do you remember she's doing archery? And she's like,
oh yeah, there's a lot of back and forth scenes here.
Yeah.
So we just finished with the scene realizing that Kat is still mad at Patrick. Mm-hmm. Now Bianca is at PE. First of all,
taking archery.
This school is huge.
Yeah, it's big and
it's like a castle.
It's a real school,
and it's a real school. This is not a college where they filmed this movie at. This isn't a university. This is an actual high school, real school, and it looks like a castle.
It's gorgeous.
I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I wanted to point that out. Yeah, so Bianca, she's at PE playing archery, and then Joey comes up and he asks her, does he ask her to prom?
I think he's like, get your prom dress ready, baby. I got your sister a date. Like,
oh yeah.
Because he thinks he sealed the deal between Patrick and Kate after this party. Because he's after the party, she's like, oh, they're definitely done.
Right. So he's like, get your affairs in order, honey. We're going to prom
together. Which is funny because I guess this is the closest way he asks her because he doesn't even ask her. He just like tells her.
He's like, obviously you want to go to prom with me.
Yeah.
Go buy the dress.
But he doesn't know that she's like literally in love with someone else.
Right.
And she doesn't tell him either.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, okay.
She's like, okay, whatever.
She's like, whatever.
And then after that, Joey goes up to Patrick and is like, hey, I need you to take her to prom. You know, here's another, I don't know, 50, 100, blah, blah, blah. But Patrick's like, no, at this point. He's like, I'm starting to like her.
I'm done with your reindeer games. He's like, I'm not doing this scheme no more.
But then Joey offers him $300, and he's like, you know,
$300 in 1999. Patrick's like, I'm poor. It sounds pretty good.
Is he poor? I was wondering that. I was like,
you know, is his character poor?
Yeah, I'm like, does he need this money?
He probably isn't. To go to a high school in Seattle that looks like a medieval 1800 castle, right? You probably have to have a little money in your pocket. And then, even if it is public school, I don't care. If you live in that district where that high school is, you got some coin in your pocket.
Right, and especially when we find out his background. I'm like, okay, sir, you have money.
But $300 nonetheless is offered to him to take Kat to prom, and
yes,
he was a little hesitant at first, but then he's like, all right, I love the money, sure.
Yes. So now he has to get her to like actually talk to him again. And he's discussing with Patrick and Cameron in the cafeteria. And they're basically like, hey, you need to like, you've embarrassed her. You have to put yourself out there now. And I guess he takes the advice because once the next scene, we see him like walking down the cafeteria, meeting with this random guy and slipping him some money.
And he gets some keys from him.
Yes, get some keys from him.
In exchange for some keys.
What is he up to? I don't know.
We don't know. We will find out shortly in a couple of moments.
Yes. So the next scene, we're back outside in the soccer field, and we see Patrick.
Kate's at soccer practice,
and we see Patrick like in the like audio room of like the
okay.
room.
So that you know how like every high school, well not every high school, high schools that have stadiums, they have the little announcer room where the sport commentator speaks or whatever.
Sports up there,
so you can hear all of the commentary from the megaphones in the stadium, yada yada yada. So he's in that little room.
And we see him like gearing up, prepping some music, and he comes out, starts singing to "You're Just Too Good to Be True. Can't take my eyes off of you.
You'll be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. I think my lucky stars I'm alive."
Okay, I was like, how much of the words do you know?
Yes.
Surprise.
But so he starts singing "You're Too Good to Be True" by whatever bands, and he is serenading her on the bleachers of the football field.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody, the whole school. He's like literally putting on a show.
He's getting her attention. He's also getting the attention of the security guards. And
yes. Like, so at this point, he's like basically trespassing, and obviously he shouldn't be doing this. So while he's singing the song, he's also being chased in the bleachers by the security guards. But he doesn't give up. He stays singing. He stays performing. And Kat is literally eating it up.
She is. Honestly, if I was a security guard, I would be like, oh, we have to stop him from singing right now.
I know. I would have been like, let's just let him finish.
Right.
It's a 3-minute song.
Or just go turn the mic off.
Right.
Just turn the music off. Done.
So eventually they do get a hold of him. I think they like low-key tackle him to the ground.
Yeah.
It's giving police brutality.
Right. A little too much. He's a child.
At the end of the day, he is a minor, everyone. So yeah, the security guards, they stop him. But his plan did work because Kat is
smitten by him again.
Smitten by him.
Yeah.
Once again.
He's embarrassed himself. He's back in her good graces.
Yes.
That's all she needed.
So next scene, Patrick is now in detention after his little, showcase. Mm-hmm. And then Kat enters the detention room with the plan of trying to sneak him out. The detention moderator, I guess, is her soccer coach. Huh?
The moderator.
The moderator of the detention session is her soccer coach. So she goes up to him and she's basically like, oh my goodness, I found a way to beat our rivals, the Orange Huskies. Mm-hmm. I just made that up. And she's basically like, we fake left, they fake right, we twist and shout, they hoop and holler, and then we should distract them. And then he's like, okay, how do we distract them? And she's like this. And she shows this grown man her breasts.
Yeah, she flashes him.
I
think the worst part is that I don't think he cared. I don't think he reported her. I think he just like took that home and was like excited for it.
I don't know, but it was weird. It was really peculiar, and I feel like there was other options for her to get him out of detention.
She's just talking to him,
and it shouldn't have been. That shouldn't have been her first.
Yeah, she could have asked him like to go talk to him outside. I don't know.
Yeah,
But he was kind of a sleazy teacher, so I don't think he mind that much. So once he's snuck out of detention, the two go on these lovely dates. One of them is like they do like a little paddle boat. I don't think it's a swan boat, but it's super cute. I like it. And like the Seattle River? I don't know.
Whatever body of water that's next to Lake Michigan? Just kidding.
No. And they're also like chit-chatting again. We're learning more about Kat. She has layers of why she's angry. It's basically, she just keeps telling people why she's like the way she is.
Yeah, what does she say?
She's basically like, I don't want to let people down, so I don't like do much, or
I don't open up to people because I have a fear of them being disappointed by me.
I think she's just talking about her dad mainly. She has other layers we'll find out later.
Does Patrick say anything?
No, I don't remember him opening about anything. He's full of secrets. He's actually full of secrets.
They both are. Well, the date seems to be going well, and then while they're paddle boating or whatever, they're in the little water. They see paintball at a distance,
so cute.
on the land at afar, and then Patrick is like, "Should we, we do it? Should we go?" And they do.
It's not like your regular paintball with like a gun. It's like, I don't know. It's like you literally put paint in like a balloon and you smash it on each other. I just want to clarify that because I'm like, oh, this is. It's just like
this is
weird.
the date.
No, it's just like a weird version of paintball. You're just literally throwing a balloon-sized thing of paintball. But I feel like you actually have to get close to like smash it. I don't know.
They probably punctures very easily.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like if the place is actually a paintball gun place, but they were like,
for the sake of the movie, let's keep it safe.
Yeah, we can't have this around them.
Nonetheless, it looked like a good time. Yes. And they were having a good time.
They're so cute.
Yes, they're running around, they're throwing paint on each other, they're like, we love each other. Oh my God, we're falling in love. This is so romantic. And then at the very end of their paintball scene, they both hit each other with paint. They fall on the hay barrel that's in the paintball place, and they kiss passionately.
What a lovely date. I love it.
It was
a
very cute ending.
This is like their first kiss, and I'm pretty sure there's like 30 minutes left of the movie.
Oh, right.
The movie doesn't. They don't start liking each other until like the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah, they don't finally like make headway until like.
And it's downhill. After the next 10 minutes,
it's like downhill. we finally get it. They're finally there, and then like now it's just 20 minutes later. It literally goes south. Right. So after they are done paintballing, they're back at Kat's house.
For a little recap. And Kat is basically, I guess they're asking rumors about each other, but Patrick has the most rumors. So he's like, most of the rumors are like lies. He clearly didn't get a kidney transplant or set a person on fire. Yeah,
so they're just asking each other about the rumors that are going around. Kat asks if did he ever really actually eat a duck? And he's like, no.
But he does confirm that his accent is real because he lived in Australia with his mom until he was 10.
Yes.
Which is the most important thing I got from that.
Yes. And then there was also a rumor that he was in jail. Does that happen? Did I talk about that?
He doesn't confirm that one until later.
Okay, so there is a rumor that he was in jail, but that doesn't
because he missed like last year's school. He's been gone for like a whole year.
Oh, right.
And she's like, what happened there? But I don't think he says it right now. Okay. Well, I know he doesn't say it right now. And they're being super cute. They're kissing some more. Her guard's down, and he asks her for prom. And she's like, what?
Yeah, she finally is like, they're being intimate, whatever. And then he's like, go to prom with me.
And she's like, hold on.
It's like literally like record scratch. She's like, come again?
Yeah, she's so bothered, which is so funny. Like, girl, come on, go to freaking prom. What's your hang up?
And then he's just like, come on, like, no one will expect it. Like, it might be fun. And then she's like, why are you pushing this? He only asked twice, Kat.
I thought his answer was kind of weird. He's like, no one would expect it. Like, are you my publicist? Like, why would you?
Are we on a press tour?
Yeah, he's like, it would be.
Why does it matter?
Different. Like, what's your game? I've been confused. That's such a.
Are we rebranding?
Yeah. Like, do I need a rebrand?
Like, what's going on?
But it's really so suspicious to her. She's like turned off by the whole thing, and he is annoyed that. He's basically annoyed that she's onto him.
Yeah, because she's
literally up to something.
She's literally, after like the second time he asked, she's like, "What's in it for you?" And he kind of like looks like, "Oh, damn, she caught me."
Right.
And then he's basically projecting. Like, I just want to, enjoy the pleasure of your company.
Yeah, he's literally gaslighting her. Yeah, she's right.
Right. And then he pulls out a cigarette. Cat hates cigarettes.
And he said he stopped smoking like 2 scenes ago.
Yeah. So he pulls out a cigarette to smoke it, and then she pitches it out of his mouth and throws it, and she walks off in disgust and anger
just like,
once again with him.
She's like, you're exactly who I thought you were, a terrible person.
Yeah. So what a horrible ending to a lovely day that they just previously had.
Yes.
And then next scene, we're in the hallway.
Yeah.
Kat's friend, I feel like, have we ever even mentioned Mandela?
I mentioned her earlier.
Okay, so Kat's little best friend Mandela, she's like a Shakespeare fanatic, which is ironic because this film is in fact based off of a play by Shakespeare.
That's what she brings to the table.
Yes, that is what she brings to the table. Look at that homage that they do. But so Mandela, Kat's best friend, she opens up her locker in the hallway and she finds this like very gorgeous red Victorian dress in her locker with a note. And Michael, remember Michael, is asking her to prom.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God, Shakespeare? Of course.
Love it. After that, we're back at Kat's house, and we're back at Kat and Bianca's house. Bianca asks her dad, can she go to prom? He's, of course, like, Kat's not going, you're not going. She's pissed.
Right.
Which leads Kat to go to Bianca's room, to discuss some things. Or a sister one-on-one, if you will.
Yes. And in the background, you have this in your notes.
Yeah.
In the background, which I love, on the television, is the intro to an episode of The Real World Seattle.
Did you ever make it that far back? Who's on Real World Seattle?
No, girl, no. I never watched Real World Seattle. This is
I know, it's like the oldest one. But some of the old ones, I like know some of the people on there because of the challenge.
Oh, yeah. But that's still
too far back.
The people on the challenge, they're like maybe like 2003, 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not the one they like did like the remake of and they put everyone back. Which one's the first Real World?
The first ever Real World was Real World New York.
Okay. This is not the one that someone dies in it. I know one of the earlier ones. Someone died, like it's dinosaurs.
Someone on the first season of the Real World New York, he had AIDS. So he's dead now. R.I.P.
Yeah.
So
that was like on the show.
Yeah. That was like the 90s AIDS huge thing.
Yeah.
That was like groundbreaking. I love the Real World. They need to bring it back.
That was real.
That was literally one of the best reality TV shows that ever existed. And it started going downhill when they started trying to add all these extra elements to the freaking show. Like one season they wanted to bring like the castmates' exes into the house to live with them.
That was like
so stupid.
That's when they were like, the ratings are low, babe. We gotta try to bring
right.
It was just like in the show, you gotta end it in the heights. So Kat comes to Bianca to talk about prom, and Kat is there to reveal her biggest, darkest secret.
And that is that her and Joey, the narcissist.
You didn't say it yet.
Yeah.
The preparation. I'm shocked.
That got to you, huh? That her and Joey, the narcissistic rich boy, used to date in 9th grade. And not only that, she lost her virginity to him.
It ain't so.
She had sex with that monster.
Oh my God, he's so hot. Stop.
He is.
He's so hot.
He's so
and they were on the same like popularity.
Yes. So she used to be popular, and so basically, Kat is telling Bianca that it was right after mom had left. Their mom had left, and everyone was doing it.
Yeah, everybody was doing it.
And so she was like, "Okay, I'll do it." And then after she hated it,
she's like, "I'm not into it."
Yeah, it wasn't for her. She wasn't into him, probably.
Fine, yeah.
She wasn't into.
Yeah, I did it. Not into it right now.
She wasn't feeling it, and she vowed to herself after that she would never do anything again just for the sake of other people doing it.
And that's why she's the way she is.
And that is why she is the way she is.
And the reason why she hates Joey is because he broke up with her right after.
Moments later, after she was like, I don't want to do this again.
Like, no, thank you. He's like,
he's like, you're not giving up the punani?
He's like,
we're done here.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yes. And then Bianca basically is like, okay, well, like, why hasn't he told me?
Yeah.
And then Kat's like, I swore him to secrecy because if he ever told anybody, I would reveal how small his penis was.
Right.
So we love that for her.
And Bianca's most important question, she's like, why did you never tell me? Like, why, like, we're sisters. Like, why don't I know this? Like, this is someone I'm also dating, trying to date right now.
Right.
Like, why would you not tell me this? And Kat's like, well, I wanted you to make up your mind about Joy yourself, and I'm just trying to protect you and all this crap. Bianca's not buying it.
She's not here for it.
She's like, what the hell? I'm a grown adult, and the reason why you're so standoffish is messing up my social life.
Right. She was just like, I'm not... Your math ain't mathing here.
Yeah.
I'm not here for it. You suck, basically.
Suck. Right.
Is what Bianca is telling her. And she storms out. And Kat's like,
that didn't go. She's like, I didn't go the way I expected it.
She's like, well, this went south.
Yeah.
That is not the conversation that Kat thought they were going to have. But it was.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure this all happens in the same day because I'm pretty sure prom is that night. Am I tripping?
Oh my God, is it?
I think it is.
Ugh. No way it's that night.
I think it is. I was watching it. I was like, it's probably the same night because I'm pretty sure she has like the same clothes on. If it's not the same night, it's literally the next night.
It's so hard.
It's not like a week later. It's like tomorrow. So whatever, how long time has passed, it's officially prom night.
Prom tonight. Do, 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 do.
Prom. That's from...
Not another teenage
It's
movie.
on Netflix. If you've never seen it, it's hilarious.
Go watch.
So now we see Kat coming downstairs in his blue prom dress. She's saying, bye, Dad, going to prom. Her dad's like, LOL. And then he sees Bianca come downstairs in a pink dress. And he's like, what the hell is happening?
Right. And he's like...
What's going on? How it's happening.
He's like literally having like a minor seizure.
Yeah.
And his brain is malfunctioning.
So mad.
And he's like, not y'all are going to prom.
Exactly. So Bianca like breaks it down to him, Kat's got a date, I got a date.
You remember that's the rules,
That's the
Dad.
rule. Sorry, Dad. And Cameron has arrived at the door to pick her up, and they're off. Dad is pissed.
Yeah,
like,
so Bianca and Cameron are out the door.
And
does Kat leave by herself?
She leaves by herself.
Okay.
Which I don't know why Patrick couldn't have picked her up, but they leave by herself. For a second, I thought she was just going there just for funsies. Just like, if he comes, if he comes.
Were they meeting together?
They were meeting there together.
Oh.
I don't know why he didn't pick her up. It's weird.
I don't know. I don't like how we never saw them agree that she was actually going to go to prom.
Right. Did she have his number? I don't know.
I feel like they weren't meeting. I think she was going by herself.
No, when she sees him, she's like, hey.
Oh.
He meets at the top of the stair where it's ready for her.
Okay. I suppose.
Yeah. So it's prom. Kat has arrived. She runs into Patrick, and she immediately apologized for questioning his motives.
And he's like, yeah, no problem, babe.
No problem. And then back at the girl's house, which is so funny, Joey has officially arrived to pick up Bianca.
And the dad slams the door in Joey's face. He's like, hey, Mr. Stratford, I'm here to pick up Bianca.
Ew. He's such a douche.
Oh, absolutely.
The way he said that, I'm like,
hey, Mr. Stratford,
ugh.
I'm here to pick up Bianca.
He said it just like him. I hate that.
I know.
And he has a white tux on, which makes it worse. It looks like really nice, but like, who wears a white tux?
Who wears a white tux? But unbeknownst to him, Bianca has already left.
She already got a date, boy. Another thing that happens, Mandela.
Back at prom.
Yeah, back at prom. We're talking about Mandela. She's Kat's best friend. She's also falling in love with Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there.
I was about to, I was like, no, William, but his name is literally Michael.
Yeah, his name is Michael, but she's referring to him as William Shakespeare.
As in William Shakespeare. So yeah, they have a little moment as well. She's looking for him on the dance floor. Right. They lock eyes. They have their little cute little moment. Good for Michael. He's finally getting some love and affection. I'm happy for him.
And then we see that. But then we hear in the background, or we don't really know who this band is, but Kat knows who this band is. And her favorite band is freaking performing.
On the stage.
At prom. And Patrick's like, I called in a favor. Cool points.
Literally.
Cool freaking points.
And I honestly feel like, is that the same band that performs at the end?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, the band that he calls in is a real, like, actual, like, famous band.
Right.
In, like, the 90s. So,
and they have, like...
Really another indication that he actually might have money.
Right, like how did he call them in?
Right.
He acts like he doesn't know this band. I'm like, who's he calling? Could you imagine if you're dating like I got Frank Ocean before I'm here?
Right, you're calling in like Billboard hit,
right,
chart toppers, and rock stars.
Right, we're getting married.
Right.
F this bet.
Get on your knee because we're going to the courthouse.
Yeah, and why do you need $300 to take me on a date? You're not poor. Stop it. Stop it.
Right. Who are you trying to fool? But anywho,
yes,
her favorite band. Due to Patrick is now performing at prom, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love this man. I love him."
So they're kikiing on the dance floor, and now Bianca is in the girls' bathroom, and to a surprise, she runs into her ex-bestie, Chastity. And Chastity has some
Did we
news
say
for her.
that Chastity left the party with Joey?
Yes. We'll just throw it in there in case it did.
Okay, in case we didn't say that, at Bilky Longstein's party, Chastity leads with Joey instead of Bianca.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, honey, you missed your chance. I feel like we said that, but...
Yeah, just in case.
Okay.
I'll put it in there. So Chastity's there to let her know that you're not the only sophomore that gets to come to prom. Sophomores?
She's like, you're not the only it girl here, honey.
Yes.
I also, a sophomore, am at prom.
Booyah. And she also tells... Chastity also tells Bianca Joey's little plan.
Yeah, she was like, Joe just wanted to sleep with you. Blah, 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 blah. But honey... You talking all this hot-ish.
Where what's gonna happen?
You were literally right. You were second choice. At the end of the day, he still wasn't asking you.
And also, why are you so mad?
You are the afterthought, Chastity.
Why are you so mad?
Why are you a hater?
You know, Gabrielle Union always plays like the best blackie. No, that's not it.
He said no.
No, that's not it. I want to say the best black friend, black girl. I'm not saying it right. The best friend that's a black girl. I don't know. In a lot of movies from that time.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this, and then she's all that.
And I always get when movies she plays like the mean
nice one,
and which is the mean one.
Yeah, 10 Things I Hate About You. She's
the mean one,
and then she's all that.
She's nice,
good.
and always
and it doesn't look good on her. And she's all that. Her being nice, it doesn't.
It's right. It seems calculated.
Yeah, I was just like, why aren't you a little bit more
right? I think she should be. I think she should have been a nice girl on this one and mean, and she's all that.
Maybe so.
I think it would have fit.
Maybe so. I agree.
Yeah. Anywho, I don't know why.
And then also, since we're on the topic, and then Mandela, she's in another 90s movie, you know, Drive Me Crazy.
Yes.
So in this one, she's nice, and she plays the best friend, and Drive Me Crazy.
Oh, okay.
She plays the best friend, and she's mean. Or vindictive, you know.
You think it's a nice fit?
Yes, I think she plays both roles well.
Okay, good. Yeah. I like her in this movie.
Yes. Shout out to Mandela.
Yes.
But anywho, Chastity is hating from inside the club.
Right. What's your problem? What's your beef? And then back on the dance floor, Kat and Patrick are cutting a rug. They look so cute. They're
having a good time.
Kat has let her hair down. The girl can dance.
Yes, he's like twirling her around. He's like dipping her. You know.
Yeah, they're having
a great time.
They're owning the stage. The dance floor. And this is where Patrick reveals to her that he was in Milwaukee last year.
Yes, he was not in jail. He was not incarcerated.
Yes,
he spent his summer.
None of the rumors are true.
None of the rumors are true.
I didn't go to jail.
He spent his summer sleeping on his grandfather's couch, eating SpaghettiOs because his grandfather was like sick.
Oh yeah,
and he was taking care of him.
I wonder if his grandpa died.
Probably.
Oh. Dead.
Death.
So just when you thought everything was going great, enters a man. And
a man?
Another male. Joey enters the picture and is very upset because, you know, he's finally at prom without Bianca.
Yes.
He goes up to Patrick.
Because the whole point of this, he was supposed to be at prom with Bianca, with his girl. So he could like basically sleep
That's what he's been slugging out $100s and $300 bills for.
Yes. So he confronts Patrick and he pulls him and he's like, hey, I haven't been paying you all this money to take out this B word in regards to Kat.
So loudly.
Right.
They're like literally 5 feet away.
Yeah. And as soon as he says that, Kat like turns and like, excuse me, what's going on here?
She doesn't even question it. She's like, oh.
Yeah.
It like a light bulb. She's not even like, what happened? She's like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I don't even need to hear anymore.
Exactly. So Joey's like, I haven't been paying you all this money to take out this girl for me to show up to prom empty-handed without Bianca.
Yes.
And then Patrick's like, hey, calm down, bro. You're speaking really loudly right now.
It's too late.
He's like, lower your voice, please.
It's too late. It's literally a 5-second scene and just like covers blood.
Yes. Cat's out of the bag. Oh.
Yeah, right. When you said that, I was like...
no pun intended.
There you go, cat's out of the bag.
But the cat is out of the bag. Cat now knows that Patrick's intentions were in fact not pure.
Yes, they weren't. And Cat runs off. Patrick follows. And while they're doing that, Carmen, I want to say it so bad.
Cameron
and Michael go up to confront Joey for whatever reason.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, man.
You can't be mad.
Yeah. They're like, hey.
Yeah. Immediately, Joey pushes Michael to the ground. It's so funny. It's like instantly he's like coming up. He's like, shoop. And
then Cameron's like, hey,
right.
That's enough.
That's my friend. And I think Cameron was gonna like calm down the situation, walk away. But then Joey calls Bianca a bitch. He likes to call the women the B words a lot.
Yeah, he likes to call a woman outside.
He said it like 5 times. He called every one of them, both of the sisters, a B word.
Yeah,
a couple times. So.
And then Cameron's like, don't talk about my girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's enough. And then Joey literally punches the poor, helpless, useless, scrawny little boy in the face.
Yes. But Bianca comes to his rescue.
Yes. Bianca is the knight in shining armor.
Right.
in this scenario. And she turns to Joey and she's like, hey. And then so she kicks him in the groins. Right. And then she's like, that's for hitting my date. Then what does she do next?
She punches him on the like right side.
Okay, so she hits him in the groin. She's like, that's for making my date bleed. She punches him. She hits him with a left hook. Yeah. And she's like, that's for my sister. And she hits him with a right hook. And she's like, that one's for me. And then Joey falls to the ground. Also, and then he's like, God damn it, Bianca, you know I'm shooting a nose ad tomorrow.
It's just why he's laying on the floor, Bianca and Cameron start kissing and they're in love. They're like the greatest couple. They're couple.
So adorable.
I think they're the best couple in this whole movie.
Forget Kat and Patrick.
So outside of prom, Kat and Patrick are yelling, and she's basically like confronting him about the fact he only went out with her, to get paid. And not only did he get paid to go out with her, he got paid by her biggest enemy, which is the true betrayal.
Right.
It wasn't just anyone. It was Joey. Joey out of all freaking people.
Literally. So
could have been the devil, and I would have preferred it.
That is really like the biggest betrayal to her. And he's trying to like calm her down, and he's trying to like plead his case. And he's like, I love you.
He's like, I'm not buying it, dude.
And then she's like, boy, get away from me. And then he tries to kiss her. And he's like, he like forces his face on her. And she's like, literally, get off of me.
Right. Like, literally, you think I would be the type to fall for that? Get
right.
away,
it doesn't work. His last attempt at, like, trying to solve the situation does not work.
So, the next day, we're back at the girls' house, and Bianca and Kat are getting along swell. They're hanging out outside, and then Cameron has come to pick up Bianca to go on a date.
They're going sailing.
Yes. So, they're off, being super cute. And Kat's dad has come outside to talk to her, just about, his feelings and how prom went. And he's very proud to hear that Bianca punched the crap out of someone.
Right.
The dad expresses his sadness that, one day his girl has to leave because he still has trauma and still processing the fact that his wife left him.
I wonder why she left.
She's so rich.
Right. Look at that mansion of a house that they live in. And then the house is next to the water.
Oh, is it? I don't know why she would run away. Seems like she had a decent life. If anything, she could divorce him and take
you
the
probably
money.
don't work. You live in this lovely home. You got 2 cute daughters.
I wonder how she's
doing.
your
husband's kind of janky, but girl, look at the house you live in.
Right.
Whatever. Ungrateful.
And then he basically gives his blessing for her to go to Sarah Lawrence.
Yes.
She's so excited.
Sarah Lawrence is an all-girl liberal arts college.
I wonder what's going to happen between her and Heath. Are they still going to date?
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Because he's not going to college.
Yeah. He can't. He's definitely... I'm hoping he's a year behind because he needs to be like a freaking junior, honestly, because he missed the school.
Yeah, he does. But anywho...
So next day, we're at English class. Patrick has finally showed up for class. He's actually sitting there. Because they have English class together.
He's actually in his class, but he's literally never in it.
Yeah, he really isn't going to graduate. I forgot he actually doesn't even come to class.
Yeah.
The black teacher is very happy to hear that Joey got his comeuppance as a black guy the next day.
Yeah, Joey has a black eye and it's written all over his face.
Yeah, he's wearing like sunglasses. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm. But today's the day the students present their little Shakespeare poems. I've written down Kat's.
Please recite it.
But I didn't want to say the whole thing because...
I think you should.
Okay. I deleted it. I deleted half of it. I'm going to try to do it the way she does it. I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare. I hate your big, dumb combat boots and the way you read my mind. I hate you so much, it makes me sick. It even makes me rhyme.
I hate it when you're always right. I hate it when you lie. I hate it when you make me laugh. Even when you make me cry. I hate it when you're not around and the fact that you didn't call. But most, I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. Bro, thank you. This is so lovely. Love is so lovely. I do want to say, I read that she didn't plan on like crying in it, but she was like halfway through, she got just like really emotional and she started crying. They did like one shoot. And she's like, I wasn't sure if it was like, I just got these emotions out of anywhere. Or like this was because like it was just so emotional that this was like my first big major film. Oh. She was like exhausted by the end of it, but she like cried. Oh, and that's the first take they did. Oh, I love that for her. Right? Watch it again. You'll be like, those tears are real. Acting. And then like Keith is like watching it, and he's like, wow. Yeah, and they're like literally like not googly eyed, but they're like literally watching each other the whole time that she's talking. I wish something like that happened in high school. I'd be like, this is hot drama. Like, this is amazing. I would literally be like, I'm so uncomfortable. Oh my God, I would love it. Could you imagine if you watched that whole thing play out? It's like, oh, those two are dating at the party? Oh, those two went to prom together? Oh, they stormed off. If you see the whole thing play out? If I saw that, I would literally be like, these two are lame. No. I was like, freaking losers. I would literally be texting my group message like, no. I would love it. You won't believe these two squares. No, I'd be like, did y'all see Kate dating someone? I was like, that was the most awkwardest thing I've ever seen. No, I would love it. If this was reality, it would be gross. It would be super gross. It would just be two like nerds doing it. But in this like Hollywood film that I'm in, and everything's juicy and drama, I'm like, ugh. Eating it up. Living for it. So after she gives her little poem, her little speech, she runs out. Right? She's gone, right. She's gone. And Patrick follows her. Does he? I don't know. I'm not sure if he does, because the next scene is like the end of the school day. So I don't know what he did. I don't think he follows her. Oh. I thought she was running out to go home. Like she running. She runs out and she goes. Yeah. But anywho. The Matrix. So she goes to her car. Yes. Right? Yes. School parking lot. So she goes to the school parking lot. She goes to her car. And remember, she's a lover of rock bands and whatever. So in her driver's seat is this like very expensive looking, another indication to why he has money. But he probably spent the money. He used the money from the bed. Right. He used the money from the bed. Duh. So in the driver's seat is this very expensive, like, electric guitar. It's like white. It's really cute. It's white. It's nice. That we've seen her, like, oogle and ogle at in prior scenes. So he bought this guitar for her using the money that he got from the bet. Yeah. Which is the least he can do. So she, like, looks at it. She's, like, in awe, and she picks it up. And then when she turns around, Patrick is, like, standing behind her. And I guess she pretty much just forgives him. Yeah. And she was like, you think just because you can buy me a guitar that I'll forgive you? Every time. Right. Yeah. There's not that many guitars. He's like, I'm going to buy you a whole band set. Yes. That's what he says. But then they kiss. Ultimately, she forgives him and they kiss. And that's it. And then while they're kissing, in the background, the song, I want you to want me, I need you to need me. Right. So that song is playing in the background, and we see the band that's been like throughout the whole movie. Like the band that played at prom and stuff. They're playing on top of the school. I bring that up because I also read that it was very expensive. And like the director told them, you have to get this right. Every time this helicopter takes off to record y'all, it's $500,000. I don't understand how, though. I don't understand. I was like, he's got to be a little. He's $500,000 for a helicopter to take off. A helicopter ride is like $600. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why it was so expensive. Right. And I was like, this clearly before drones. I was literally about to say they could have used a drone for this. But I think it was before that. They must have been like in prototype. Yeah. But I was like, why is it so freaking expensive? But maybe because they had to get like someone special to like. Like I get zero in on them. I mean, I get that they're on the roof of the $500,000. I don't know why either. My biggest fear would be maybe they had to pay. I'm sorry. I was like, maybe they had to pay for like air to fly a helicopter that close to the school in the air. I'm sorry. What were you about to say? No, I'm laughing at you, but I'm laughing at myself. Yeah. What she said? You hear me? I was thinking like maybe they had to pay for like the air rights. Maybe to fly that. I'm assuming that's not a helicopter zone. I don't know how that works, but maybe the air rights. Maybe. I don't know, but my biggest fear would be the fact that I had to perform on the roof of a school, and then the roof that they perform is so tiny.
I wonder how they got up there.
But anywho, it's a beautiful ending to a beautiful movie.
It's so cute,
and it's one of the best.
So 10 things I love about this movie, man.
Are you gonna go down the list?
No, I'm just joking.
But there is more than 10 things to love about this movie because it has 4 out of the 4 needed elements to make.
Again?
Prom, party,
bet,
or makeover.
Oh yeah, we put makeover and bet together.
Oh, prom. Graduation. Oh, dang, it doesn't have a graduation.
Yeah.
Did I say graduation?
You did.
Does it really need a graduation? Maybe. Sometimes.
Meh.
Well.
What's your favorite quote? I don't know if he said any quotes this time. Any quote?
There's not that many good ones.
Look at me. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do, but I don't even think we mentioned that quote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking right now, so I can like throw it in there to like. Give me one. Yeah, it's not super quotable. Maybe look at me.
Maybe one of the little poems, something from the poem.
Oh, I hate that when you lie.
Or no, literally something that comes out of the counselor's mouth.
Like a cat.
She's crazy.
She's crazy.
She is bonkers.
I'll look up some quotes and we'll pick them. If I pick a quote that we didn't talk about,
get over it.
Get over it. But yeah, great movie.
Yes, we love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Questions, yeah. Follow us on follow, rate, subscribe.
Like, rate, follow, comment, subscribe.
You can start saying the beginning.
Even if it's mean, we don't care.
Oh, I very much do care.
Jordan cares, but I feel like it still helps the algorithm.
Yeah, 0.
I think it still does.
Yeah, everything counts. But yeah, rate, subscribe, come back later. Love you. Happy birthday, Jade's birthday.
Today's my birthday. I'm 27. Woohoo!
Getting up there in age, man.
Yes. I hate it here.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. We love you. Good night.
Toodaloo.
Bye.